Hello, happy Saturday, and welcome to the start of week 7 of 2022. It's Valentine's Day weekend. It's also Super Bowl weekend. And tomorrow the Avalanche also play. The Avalanche play tomorrow at noon. So I'm going to watch the game and then I'm going to head over to my friend's house for our Super Bowl party. Although it's not like a big party. It's basically me hanging out with her husband, and her kiddo. But we'll have fun. It'll be fun to at least visit and hang out for a little bit. Because it's been, I think, since Christmas, since I went over and saw them. Even though I see her husband, Matt. Matt is my coworker at Dan's. And he's also like my boss, Patty's. Like, it's a small business. So Patty and Dan own Dan's Small Engine. And then Matt is their son. So, yeah. Anyway, I've had a busy morning so far. It's about 11 o'clock. I guess it's almost 11:30 at this point. But I had to film my clip ending last week. So I'm in the same position and the same getup as last week. It's the end of last week. And then I've been really wanting to make brownies. And I'm not the hugest chocolate person. And I really don't like chocolate cake. I can't stand chocolate cake. But I can handle brownies. But my boss gave me some espresso powder for Christmas. So I made espresso brownies. So they're cooling right now. And I'm excited to kind of try them. And hopefully I added extra espresso because apparently espresso powder is used in little chunks and little bits in baking to elevate the chocolate and not add coffee flavor. And I read on some blog posts that they were like, if you don't buy fancy chocolate, you can add a touch of espresso powder to it and it'll make your chocolate taste fancier. And I'm like, I don't give a crap about that kind of stuff. I'm just like, whatever. But I added a lot of espresso powder to it. I did 4 tablespoons and then I added a little bit more because it didn't smell coffee enough to me. But I'm hoping the coffee will come through strongly. But I'm excited. But I used like half the jar of it, so... But that's okay. So book-wise, I have not picked up anything yet this morning. I am going to pick up Iron and Magic. I don't have any other really plans today. I wanted to do a little bit of my cleaning chores today since I won't have as much time tomorrow, but we'll see what I end up doing. But I'm going to pick up Iron and Magic, which is book 9.5 in the Kate Daniels series. The read-along live show, as far as I know, it's still this coming Friday. So I need to read that in the 10th book, Magic Triumphs, which weirdly I have in paperback. I don't know where I got this, how I got it in paperback, but I was picking out my bookmarks and Curran's a lion shifter, so I had to get my WWF lion bookmark out because why not? But so I'm going to read Iron and Magic first because that's 9.5. And this is going to be Hugh's book. So I'm really intrigued. I don't know how romancy it'll be, but I'm excited to pick it up. So I'm going to read that first. I have that one on my Kindle. And then I will read Magic Triumphs. But Cheese is curled up under the tripod. I don't know what she's doing, but she's very cute this morning. Okay, so we are going to do our calendar for the weekend. And since we are at the beginning of a new week, I'll go through my whole little blurb. I am doing the Quest Calendars 2022, The Gates of Terralon. I backed this on Kickstarter last year. I think this is the second year that they're doing it. It's made by Sundial Games. And I did see recently, I think I saw on their website or on social media or something, they're getting together the Kickstarter for 2023. So if you, my gosh, things are happening and okay, I had to there was a kitty moving and then I was moving and things weren't even anymore. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, but I saw that they're working on putting together the campaign for next year's calendar. And I definitely want to get it because I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it seems a little early, but I'm still excited. I think I saw that their hope is to get the campaign up and running sometime in March. And then I feel like last year the campaign went for like a month. But I'm excited. I'm definitely going to jump on. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So yesterday, we played a bunch of games at the festival. So let's see what we're doing today. Or at least this weekend. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got another sad kid. What's with these sad kids? Okay. You find a lone child sobbing and weeping while frantically looking around for his parents. So 1, comfort the child. Roll a d20 plus charisma. And 2, help locate his parents. Roll a d20 plus intellect. We are not very charismatic. I can tell you that. I think our charisma is a -2. Yep, our charisma is a -2. So, all right, we are looking for an 11 or more. But for us, we need a 13 or more. And if you watched last week's, I was rolling really well on my bedside table. So, since I'm over here, we're going to do that again. Will you give me good luck since you're right here? Oh, thank you. She's so cute. She's been so cuddly today. She kept following me in the kitchen like, why are you out here? All right, let's see. It's a 17. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Look at this. Look at this. 17. I know, it's too tiny. It doesn't want to... It doesn't want to focus, but whatever. The boy immediately begins laughing and enjoys riding on your shoulders as he looks through the crowd from up high to help find his parents. Oh, he's riding on our shoulders. Okay, so help locate his parents. Roll a d20 plus intellect. Our intellect is a -1. All right. So, okay. Let us see what happens. A 16, so we're at a 15. I'm going to roll all of my dice over here. This is like ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm like looking at my character sheet. That doesn't tell me what we're doing. If the result is 15 or more, oh, thank goodness. Okay. You are able to locate the parents quickly and find that they barely knew their kid was missing. They were too busy with their own agendas. The father was busy drinking and about to start an ale drinking contest. The mother was gossiping with other ladies at the food stalls. Huh. Okay, that's it. What's funny is if the result was between 8 and 14, they offer you a gold and say a thank you. But because we did well and got a 15 or more, they didn't even know their kid was missing. Well, okay. So it wasn't good to roll that high, but whatever. The kid is safe. He's back with his parents. Hopefully his parents will pay attention to him and we won't find him lost and alone in the rest of the festival. Alrighty, so that's it until Monday. And I think that's all I have to do this morning. So I'm going to, go up and cut up the brownies while they're still a little warm and have a warm brownie and hopefully it tastes super coffee. And then I'm going to pick up Iron and Magic and read at least for the rest of the morning. And I will update once I have made some progress. Until then. Hello. I'm all burrowed and cozy. And it's weird because the way that the light is reflecting in my windows, it looks like I have no pupils, which is really weird, but I promise I have pupils. Oh my gosh. I love Alona Andrews. I've got this little cutie over here curled up. Look at her. She's so cute. She's been super cuddly. But now she's like actually sleeping. So I'm only 11% in. I've read the prologue and the first 2 chapters. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited, but I had to stop and I want to do a little update. So, Hugh, this is after Hugh has been kicked out by Roland. So he's not Roland's like right-hand man anymore. And I feel like this is maybe before the previous book. I don't remember what exactly happened in what time frame because I've read them in little chunks, but anyway, I know, well, maybe it is because Hugh was the preceptor for the Iron Dogs, and one of the Iron Dogs, Kate, saved in the book where he kidnaps Simon. And Kate goes to like Roland's new compound just outside of Atlanta. And there's all the people that are crucified there, including one of the Iron Dogs. And she saves the Iron Dog because he's the only one that's still alive. So he's with Hugh. Hugh's been basically a drunk since Roland has kicked him out because he has this void inside of him where Roland's magic has been ever since Roland basically took him in. The prologue is Roland taking Hugh in as a young boy. So that was interesting. But so they are trying to find, there's only 300 Iron Dogs left. And they're trying to find a new base. And the head vampire dude, so like if Hugh was Roland's right hand, he was the leader of the Golden Legion, is what they called the vampire necromancer side. So this guy would have been like the other hand. So him and this other guy's name is Nez, I think. And he and Hugh have been kind of antagonistic towards each other. And now that Hugh is technically not with Roland anymore, he's like basically trying to take him out. But he's going to kill all of the Iron Dogs and save Hugh for last. So there's a lot of setup going on. So they're trying to find a new base. And they think they found a place in Kentucky where they can go and protect this town. But there's weird rumors about the magic. And they say that they're like nature magic and they're good. But that might not be what it actually is. But we'll see. But there is an idea to strengthen the alliance so that they can show that the alliance is strong to kind of keep Nez from attacking them, is marriage. So there is put forth an arranged marriage, possibly, between Hugh and the woman that they call the White Warlock. And I think the next chapter here starts with her. Because because we get a POV change. So this is Elara, Elara. So I'm guessing she's the White Warlock. I'm already so like and deeply entrenched, but this is just gonna be, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited right now. Oh. And I did see there was a note at the beginning of the book that this is 9.5 in Kate Daniels. But this is also, she's creating because Alona Andrews is a wife and husband writing duo. But Alona Andrews is the wife's name, but it's her and Gordon right together. But so, this is also the first book in a trilogy that they're calling the Iron Covenant. And they have a note that technically all 3 books are set before Magic Triumphs. However, the reading order is the first book in the trilogy, Magic Triumphs, and then the other 2 books in the trilogy, which have not been written yet, or at least haven't been published. For them to think that far, every time I hear more about what they have planned and all these books they have on the back burner, I'm just like blown away by how much they have planned out. It's so crazy. But I'm loving it already. And I liked Hugh. I can't remember if I was vlogging before or not. But I'm like feeling antsy and like playing with stuff when I read, especially when I read with my Kindle. I like play with my shirt and stuff, and that's why it was like all bunched up. But so it's good I have a kitty so I can pet her. But I'm loving it. But anyway, what I was saying is in the previous, I think it might have been in one of the first couple vlogs I did, but when or maybe it was before I started vlogging. But when they went to Europe and it was Hugh's estate, I was intrigued by Hugh. I kind of liked Hugh. And then he turns like crazy bad guy at the end of that. And then I was like, I don't like him anymore. But I'm back to liking Hugh. I'm just so happy to read anything by Ilona Andrews. I'm only 11% in, and I'm probably going to finish this today if I don't get distracted by anything else, because it's just so good, and I love it. But I wanted to update because, holy crap, only 11%, 2 chapters in the prologue, and a lot has been set up. And, okay, also, he had to go and buy a new horse. And so he went to, like, the War Stallion breeder, and Hugh doesn't have any money anymore because he got all his money from Roland pretty much. And the dude is just basically like, okay, I have this one horse. I bought him because he was a mix of these 2 breeds and I wanted him to be a breeder. But then the deal for the mare fell through, kind of a thing. And he goes, you can take him if you take my son. And his son seems maybe like he's a sociopath or a psychopath or something like that, because somebody tried to steal a horse, and instead of his son just like beating him for the thievery, his son was like caught trying to hang this person, and he's just like, you can't do that. And the son's like, his name is Sam, he's like, they stole from us, we need to show other people that they can't steal from us. So he was gonna like hang him to kill him, but also leave his body like dangling out so people could see it as like a sign of not to do this, which, I mean, I get it, but they're just like, this is not, ranch life doesn't suit my son. So in exchange for this horse, he basically has to take in his son and add him to his army. But so he's like trying to retrain them, but I love that he comes back after running with some of the people. They're like soldiers, the Iron Dogs. But let me scroll back a couple of pages here, because I just gotta say, I'm like, I'm loving this, if you couldn't tell. Okay. Alright, they're back. Alright, so he comes back, and Lamar, who's like one of his, I don't know, leader guys under him, he's like, he's doing it again. And Hugh turns. In the small corral before his tent, Bucky glowed. Bucky's his horse. A silver light shone from the stallion's flanks, as if each hair in his coat was sheathed in liquid moonlight. Hugh gritted his teeth. The next time he saw Ryan, that's the horse breeder dude, he would kill him. Bucky pranced in the corral. Everything but the horn, Lamar said, his voice filled with pretended awe. First of all, his horse is white, and he usually gets black horses. But his horse might be part unicorn. Like, Hugh riding a white unicorn? I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I love it. I love it. And I just had to stop and say, hi, I love it. And I'm only 10% in. And I didn't know what to think, where we were going to go with Hugh. But I'm excited. And I'm excited to see how this arranged marriage kind of turns out. He hasn't approved it, but he said he'll at least meet this white warlock. But yeah. Alright. I'm going to get back to reading for a little bit before I go make some lunch. But, oh, and I tried my brownies. I always, when I have brownies, I have them with vanilla ice cream, because They're still too chocolatey for me, but you can't really taste the chocolate or the espresso. And I'm kind of disappointed by that. But it changed the texture slightly. It's like a little more of like a fudgy instead of cakey, which I'm okay with, but I'm a little disappointed. But I think I saw that if you want to add coffee flavor to baked goods, it's better to go with an instant coffee instead of like espresso powder, because I guess they do different things. So I might have to get some instant coffee and try that at some point. But like I said, I don't make brownies very often because I'm not a huge chocolate person, but I was feeling chocolate, so. But, you know, now that I think about it, it's about that time of the month, so that'll be coming up here soon. All right, I'm going to go back to cuddling my kitty. She's awake now. Want to say hi to the people? Yeah. She's got her little mousey right here. She likes to like touch it. The other one disappeared, so I don't know what she did with it, but it's gone. What'd you do with your blue mousey? Huh? Yeah. Oh goodness. She's always got to stretch out and touch me. Get back, Woody. Alright, I'm going to stop blabbering you because I just can't help myself and I'm super like out of focus, but whatever. And in case you were wondering, my pillows, my throw pillows, these are from Hello Lovely. And it came as like a 3-set. But I love them. But anyway, yeah, in case you were wondering. I'm going to get back to reading Iron and Magic. I will see you soon. Hello. It's about 5 o'clock. Someone, this one. Hey, look over here. She wants to be fed dinner early, which I'm probably going to slightly do. But I was going to take a little break and go make some dinner. And then I also have one more dip I have to make for tomorrow. I made my onion dip earlier, as well as the brownies. And then I need to make my cookie dough dip, which is like a dessert dip that's cream cheese based. That kind of tastes like chocolate chip cookie dough, but I wanted to do a quick update. I am at 66% of Iron and Magic. I mentioned this earlier. I loved Hugh. And then I hated Hugh. I'm 1,000% back on the I love Hugh train. Oh, he's my baby. He is really suffering with the void. He almost has a little bit of depression. And he's also kind of dealing with the guilt and the memories of everything he did. And now that he doesn't have Roland there over him, forcing him to do these things or compelling him to do these things. I mean, he still did have somewhat of a choice in doing them, but he's really kind of dealing with that. He saved a young girl and her aunt and uncle showed up to take her, to take custody of her. And first of all, they were like, we're good Christians and all of you are horrible people. And the Christians are kind of hating against him and Alara, but mostly Alara's people, because they see like magic and witchcraft is against God. So they end up taking this little girl, and this little girl does not want to go, but they say some pretty cruel things to Hugh. And for the longest time, even after being exiled by Roland, Hugh has only been around people who see him as either the Iron Dogs that followed him or the people of this, I think it's Bela is how you say it, this castle area where he and Alara are married. And he's seen as like their protector. So this is the first time he's really had to deal with an outsider's view of him. And so there was an issue kind of with the pack. So the pack has a deal with Alara that was set up before Hugh and her got married, where they would shapeshifter families that are being taken into the pack or allowed to integrate into the pack in Atlanta are coming to Bela, and this is like a way station kind of a thing. And then escorts or an emissary or whatever from the pack will come and pick them up from this castle and then take them back to Atlanta where they can properly join the pack, kind of a thing. And so Asiano, our wily little Buddha, he is on this emissary to pick up a couple shapeshifter families that are there after Hugh and Alara get married. And he really struggles with that because basically he gets put into a position where he now has to choose whether he is against or with Roland for the rest of his time, basically. Because if he allows Alara to keep this deal with the pack, that means he's becoming allies with the pack. And even though Curran is not the current Beast Lord, that means that he is then aligning with Kate Daniels and Curran, which is against Roland. And he has to make the choice. And he chooses them. Oh, Hugh. But so, where I stopped in the middle of a chapter, but there's like this little sword thing. And so it's like a good place to break in the middle of a chapter. But Raphael and Andrea just showed up with Asiano. And this is shortly after that little girl gets picked up by her family. And Hugh has kind of gone into himself since this confrontation with this little girl's uncle. And when they're fighting, he continuously heals Raphael because him and Raphael are getting it out and they're taking it. And basically they're there to avenge Aunt B. Now, I'm back on the Hugh train, I'm back on loving Hugh train. Part of me is like, yes, he is the preceptor of the Iron Dogs and he commanded the Iron Dogs to attack. But technically, it was not Hugh that killed Aunt B. It was one of his Iron Dogs that killed Aunt B. But they're there to get revenge. And Alara and Andrea are watching. And Alara is finally just like, he's allowing Raphael to beat him. And he's healing Raphael as a form of punishment. And she tries to stop it. And Andrea's like, what are you doing? And she's like, he's healing Raphael and not himself. And Andrea's like, no, he's not. And she's stepping on things because she decides that no more updates. I'm only dealing with her. But so Alara stops it because she realizes that Hugh is not healing himself, and then he kind of passes out on top of her. So that's where I ended. I'm excited to get back to it, but I'm going to go make dinner. Most importantly for this. Yeah, what do you think? Are you hungry? Do you want dinner? I'm talking to you. Yeah, now that I'm actively filming you aren't going to say anything? Yeah. Yeah. I'm hungry. She has decided that she needs the attention. So I'm going to go feed this. I'm going to go feed her. Maybe I'll make myself some dinner as well. But I will be back to update. I would say I would update possibly before the end of it. But I've just been completely immersed. I love Alona Andrews. And this Kate Daniels universe that she's created is just so expansive. Now, unless something absolutely crazy happens, I'll probably just update when it's over because I can't put it down. I've put it down twice. Both times to go to the bathroom. And that's it. So, I will be back and update you once I've finished Iron and Magic. Hello, I am back. I haven't read it anymore, but I just finished dinner not too long ago, and the kitty's eating her dinner. But I just checked the mail, and what's one fun thing about ordering from Colorado businesses is not only do I get to purchase from local businesses, but they come super duper quickly. So I have a little bit of an unboxing that I want to share with you. I am a subscriber for the Crochet World magazine, and I got my April copy today. So that's what that is. It's all like springy colored stuff. There weren't too many patterns in this one that I was into. Sometimes it's a little bit of a dud, but there was quite a few like kitchen ones. Like they have these that are like little floral pads that you can put in your pans if you stack them. There's a bee placemat, which just makes me think of Bridgerton now, because that's what bees are for me. And then I thought these were cute. These are like little bowl cozies that you can put on like bowls when you microwave them. I have something similar. I made cozies for like the ice cream pints. So if you eat it out of the pint, it's like your hand doesn't freeze. I made those, and that was cute. I feel like there might have, oh yeah, and then I thought this was interesting. It's a fruit hammock. So you can hang it up so your fruit isn't against something hard and firm, like, because I usually put my fruit in a nice bowl and have that on the counter. But I thought that was super cute, a little fruit hammock. So I don't know, I might make that, but we'll see. I have a lot of projects I want to do. But the most exciting reason was I got my package from Ritual Planner. And I talked about them in last week's vlog, but I am super excited. So I did get some extra stuff because I wanted to qualify for free shipping. And one of them is I got an altar cloth, which I'll open up here. This is for the solar system. I don't really have an altar, but I have a couple like reading cloths that I use, and that's cute. There's a little sheet with a couple little different spreads on it. But I got this one because I love space. Ooh, this is a really nice texture. Ah, look at it. It's the solar system. Oh, that's really pretty. I really like that. I like that a lot. Shoot, I would hang this like up on my wall. Use it as like a mini tapestry kind of a thing. And then I got 2 altar cloths. When I did, because it's the first time I shopped with them, so not only did I buy some extras to get free shipping, but they had like a 15% off coupon for like your first purchase kind of a thing. So the other one that I got was this. And this is the moon phases, which is super cool. I might end up giving this one to a friend. I'm not sure. Oh, that's really cool. It's got the sun up in this corner, and then in this corner is the earth. That's cool. That's really cool. I really like this fabric. I wonder... It's 100% polyester. It is washable, but it says wash cold, tumble dry low, so you'll want to do it on delicates. But I might give this one to a friend who's super obsessed with moon things as well. But we'll see, because I do have a couple other altar cloths, but we'll see. I think I'm going to give that one away, but I at least wanted to open it to show you if you're interested. And then the main reason I ordered, so here is an ink pot with a little pretty, I think this is their logo, and then this is just a clear stamp base. And the main reason I ordered is for these. And these are my tarot stamps. Oh my gosh. It came so quickly. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Move that over there. Oh, these are so cool. If you haven't seen stamps like these, this is pretty popular with like scrapbooking stuff, is to just, people will make just the rubber portion of the stamp. And then what you need is like a piece of like acrylic or plastic. And then let me just, we're sealed a little bit here. So let me pop these open. And then they just kind of, and then they're like sticky so that they'll stick to the plastic. So we're just going to choose this first one here. And this is the cups. I think I mentioned this in my previous one. So it has all of the major arcana, and then it has the 4 suits. So there's not one for like each suit. So then you just kind of stick it on here. But that's okay. I did see one on Etsy that had, like, they had each one done, and it was basically mini versions of, then you just stamp it like normal, but it was like the mini versions of the Rider-Waite Smith deck, the Pixie deck, and you could like stamp each specific card. But I don't even have that deck. I have like the digital version of that deck, but I don't have that deck. I probably should get it at some point because it's like the original or the first real tarot deck. But I'm just going to stamp it, so then you just slightly dab it. I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand here for fun. There we go. Let's see if I can get it so it's not all shadowy. So there is the cups. So then you can write like ace or 0 through 10, and then page, knight, queen, king. Or no, it's 1 of cups. 0 is the fool. But yeah, so I'm super excited for this. I saw that my stickers that I also got that were like blank tarot card shapes, they have been shipped already as well, but they're coming from like North Carolina or something like that. So that it said it was supposed to be here Monday or Tuesday, but I will probably just be doing a poll and just finding if we're close to a moon cycle, or just finding a fun random poll to do so I can get my first spread in my new journal. But I can't wait to like use these. Oh my gosh. And I'm already covered in ink. I swear to goodness. That's just what happens when you're crafting. But yeah, if you haven't seen stamps like this is really cool. And I know like a lot of card makers and scrapbookers and stuff, this is like the new way to do stamps, because you can just get the little rubber backings and it's a lot cheaper because you're just getting the little pieces instead of all of the big ones. Oh, I never did finish my story. So they had the little cards, and I saw on Etsy, so you could get all 78 cards, but it's the Rider-Waite Smith deck, but it also was, I was looking at what people were saying, and like these are fairly small. Let me put them behind here. So these are like fairly small. I mean, as you can see on the back of my hand, although it's upside down now, but the like card stamps were even smaller. So I was like, I'm going to stick with these. Plus it looked like these were a little bit better quality to me, but anyway, I'm super excited and I can't wait to start doing some spreads. Once I do my first one, I'll probably show you guys, but then I probably won't share them too much unless you guys want to see them as I do them or something, but I can let you know. Just let me know, or maybe I can do at the end of the year, show you all the spreads I've added in the journal or something. But so yeah, 10 minutes of me just rambling again. But now that that's done, I'm going to get back to reading, and I will be back once I have finished Iron and Magic. Until then. Hello. I just finished Iron and Magic. What in the heck? I'm sad that the next 2 books in the trilogy aren't out yet. I want to know what Alara is. She has some sort of primordial, original, evil, I don't even know what, god or primordial power, or I don't know what is inside of her that she gets her magic from, but holy crap. There was a huge battle. Well, a couple of huge battles. Holy moly. They fight Nez, and then they fight the weird Pictish people that are like teleporting in, which, where the hell did those people come? I don't know if that's going to be addressed in the future books, but like, we didn't get any closure on those. So I'm a little disappointed in that. When Nez captures, I just lost his name, Hugh, Roland sees him. And he tries to get Roland to, like, bring Roland back in the fold. And Roland, Hugh is, like, thinking for the first time. And he calls Roland an asshole. And tells him no. And he sees, like, past all of his, I'm such a great person, and, like, God personality and charisma. And he turns him down. And I really, really hope that Hugh and Kate work together in Magic Triumphs. Oh my gosh, it was so good. The only thing I do wish is that we had a little bit more steamy times. There is like one steam scene, and it was fine, and we know, and they talk about like that they get together after that. But I feel like we didn't get very much lead up. Like, they kissed a couple of times, like, on their wedding or for show, but it wasn't, like, it was, like, play kissing. It wasn't, like, real kissing. And then there was one time where Hugh thought he was in a dream, and he was kind of kissing her neck, and then she pushed him away, and then, you know, that caused issues for a little bit. But I wanted more, I guess, build up between them, outside of them just bickering and bantering. But I still liked it. And they saved the elephant that Roland had, like, captive, who's a Thai deity. So they managed to rescue this. It was like, I think Ewarin or something like that. It's like an elephant with, like, I think 3 heads or something. And so they saved and released the elephant. And so that was really cool. But I wish that when Alara turned into whatever being inhabits her body, she would have killed Nez. So that was the only thing that I was like, oh. But I really liked it. I really like Alona Andrews. Just the way that they write is so captivating, and I feel like every line, every moment, just adds so much to the world that they've created, and I love it. And I want to stay in the Kate Daniels world forever. It's just so good. And I'm sad I only have, I mean, technically we have the spin-off series, but I only have 1 book left. I mean, and technically we have the other 2 books of this one. And we've got the spin-off with Julie, Aurelia Ryder, but we only have 1 more Kate Daniels. It's already after 9 o'clock, so I probably won't start that tonight. because I'm a little tired. I need to read my chapters, but I guess before I move on. So yeah, 5 stars for Iron and Magic. I haven't quite looked at what I'm going to do for it, but let me just glance at my book here because I have it. I mean, technically part of this was set in winter, so I could use it for set in winter. But I'm going to use it for recently acquired. Because I had most of the Kate Daniels books already, but I didn't have some of the novellas. And I feel like Iron and Magic was one of the novellas that I got more recently. And then for Pharaoh Feb, so that one was for Winter's Kiss Board 2, so that's 14. So I only need 11 books. We'll see if I can get to 11 books. I know a couple of the prompts, I have some novellas that I need to read because they're like holiday novella or like set in winter and things like that. And I have some Valentine's Day novellas that I can pick up. And I have like a couple New Year's Eve novellas that I wanted to read too. But those should be fairly quick. So I might just have to binge a bunch of novellas at the end of the year or at the end of the month to finish it out, but I want to try to finish it out. And then for Pharaoh Feb, I'm going to use this for indie author because Iron and Magic was published independently from them. So there's that. But yeah, I'm in my PJs, but my bed's still mostly made. I've got my throw pillows all everywhere, so I'm probably gonna get like in bed, and then I need to read my chapters for Under the Oak Tree tonight. I was lucky yesterday. There was a bonus check-in that if you like did an extra activity thing, you got an extra chapter, so I was able to read 6 chapters yesterday instead of 5. And so I finished chapter 50. So I'm halfway through because I was thinking of reading, if I read 100 chapters, and I don't remember how many are out. It's over 100. I'm going to say like 130-ish. But I was thinking if I read through like 75 to 100 chapters, I'm going to count that as a read for Pharaoh Feb because it is a historical fantasy, which I know is a prompt on the second bingo board. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get in bed and I'm gonna probably read those chapters, and I think that'll be probably all that I pick up tonight. I think I'll wait and pick up Magic Triumphs tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. I didn't get much cleaning and extra stuff done today, so I'm gonna have to take care of that tomorrow. But even if I don't start Magic Triumphs until late tomorrow night after the Super Bowl, I at least have the week. I have to read it by like Friday at 6 o'clock, so that should be doable because I fly through Alona Andrews' books. So yeah, it was a good Saturday. A great way to start my weekend, and I'm excited for tomorrow. I don't know why I'm playing with my book and holding it up for you, but there's my Avengers notebook. So yeah, I'll stop rambling. I'm starting to get tired and crash. My body is still used to my 9 o'clock bedtime. So at like 8:30-ish I start to crash. But at the same time, I haven't adjusted to a slightly later bedtime yet. But I very quickly adjusted to a later start time in the morning. But maybe I'm just trying to catch up on sleep that I was missing with stress and everything from when I worked 2 jobs. But anyway, if something, I'll update you sometime tomorrow, and I'll try to get some B-roll clip. If I don't update before the Super Bowl, I'll try to take a little B-roll clip. I know we're planning on doing like snack and junk food stuff, and yeah. I'm excited to at least hang out with friends for a little bit, so it'll be fun. And at least for the Super Bowl, like, there's no team I hate. I'm gonna root for the Rams because the owners of the Rams is the Kroenke family, who also owns the Avalanche and the Nuggets here in Colorado. But I'm gonna root for Von Miller because he was a Bronco for so long. And he said in a recent thing that he's just like a Bronco for life. He's just working in LA, or he said something really sweet like that. And it's just like, I love Von Miller. There's a reason why fans are obsessed with him. He's such an optimistic, friendly, happy person. He's one of my favorite Bronco players ever. You never really hear him say a bad word about anybody. I mean, and so you can't really trust when you're like, what do you think of the quarterback? And he never has a bad thing to say. And so you're always just like, yeah, don't listen to Von Miller on what the quarterbacks might actually be like. But because he thinks everybody's great. But I love it. I love it. I love the happy people and the optimistic people. But yeah. All right, I'll stop rambling, but I'm going to vote. I'm rooting for the Rams tomorrow. But like I said, if the Bengals win, that's cool. That's good. Like, there's nobody I'm actively rooting against. Like, Brady's gone. The Chiefs aren't in it. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a good game. This is like the first Super Bowl since like the Broncos were in it that I'm kind of slightly excited for. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I will chat with you all later. And I hope that you have a good Super Bowl Sunday too, whether you watch it or whether you take the chance to just avoid everybody else that's watching the game. But until then. Hello, happy Monday, happy Valentine's Day. It is February the 14th, and it has been a Monday. First off, I'm getting another sty on the upper part of my lid, and I woke up this morning and couldn't open this eye because my bottom ones are starting to drain or whatever, or heal, and that compared with the new one, this eyelid was like shut, crusted shut. So that was great. But I've been using my compress to at least kind of keep the swelling down. It's a lot. Yesterday, everything was swollen because it wasn't like this specific, like everything was irritated. And now it's just kind of this tear duct or whatever it is that it's in. I think it's in a tear duct. But anyway, so that's been super fun all day. And it's annoying that it's like in the center of my eye because I can see it on like my inner peripheral, and like these bottom ones, even though they're mostly gone now, I don't see these. But yeah. Anyway, book updates. I have not started Magic Triumphs yet. I need to. My plan is to start it tonight. Also, how annoying is it? This one, look how tall it is. It's like ridiculously tall. I don't know if I have a normal size paperback here. Oh, here we go. Like, look how much taller it is. That's so annoying, but whatever. It is, but I need to read it soon. And I think I showed you, but I picked out my lion bookmark for Curran. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. To the readers. I'm excited to start it and finish Kate Daniels, but I'm also sad that this is the last book. And once again, I don't know how I have this in paperback, where I got this, why I have just book 10 out of any of the Ilona Andrews books I could own. I just have book 10 in Kate Daniels. I feel like I got it in like a book box or something. But yeah, so yesterday I did not start it. You saw a little bit of B-roll clip. Alexa, dismiss. You saw a little bit of B-roll clip from the Super Bowl yesterday. And then to explain the second little B-roll clip, that was this morning when I left for work. You can hear my neighbor's car going. I was hoping it wouldn't really be picked up, but I couldn't see them all. But holy cow, birds are like we've had Canadian goose like crazy, because we're like a stop on their migration pattern. So we usually get a bunch of Canadian geese this time of year. And there was just a couple of them. But the birds in our trees this morning it was so loud when I left. So I took all the sound out of it. I'm going to try. I don't know what I was going to say. I tried to like get away from my neighbor's car so that I wouldn't pick up their engine. But even then, you can hear the engine. But you can still hear all of the freaking birds. And I love it. I have a little bird feeder, and now that they're getting super active, I want to hang it outside my window, and then maybe Cheese will like it. What do you think? Want to watch the birdies? But yeah, so yesterday the Avs won 4-0. That was super. It was a really weird game. It was also the fastest hockey game I think I've ever seen. It was like 2.5 hours with intermissions and everything. I looked up and I was like, what? Is that really the time? But they won 4-0 against the Stars, which is crazy because we haven't won in like 5 or 6 games against the Stars, let alone in the Stars arena. But we play the Stars again tomorrow on Tuesday. But during the game, instead of picking up this, I picked up this. So this is called Tarot. No Questions Asked. Mastering the Art of Intuitive Reading. I have quite a few different workbooks and tarot books on my Kindle that I just kind of keep on there for both reference points and focus. Thank you. And just like digital workbooks, and then I use a journal to kind of work through them. And I decided with doing my coffee one and getting the stamps, I wanted to not only use those for my personal spreads and for my little intensive study book, but I wanted to try to pair it with a different book. And what's cool about this one is I've been super excited to do it. So the first half is like your basic, going over basic meanings and minor arcana and major arcana and meanings and elements, and it's like your basic kind of how-to about the cards. What I got this one, but why I chose this book over some of the other ones is, even though like I can still learn more, obviously, but even with the like normal cards, each of them have what Teresa calls tarot sizes. So they're like little exercises that you can do, as well as either questions or journal prompts that you can use for each of the cards. So I thought that would be a way for me, instead of just ruminating on a card, to have a specific phrase to kind of go off of to help me. So I decided to pick that up. And then the second half of the book, well, I don't know if it's 50-50, but the second part of the book is all about improving your intuition. And she treats intuition as a skill and how you can improve it. So I'm really looking forward to that, so I can Even if it's a card that I don't necessarily know off the top of my head, my intuition can I can up that, which will be fun. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm excited for the tarot sizes. I picked a new journal that I can specifically work for the journal prompts and tarot sizes on this one. And I found this one because I have like a little stack of journals that people have given me, and it's really pretty. This is almost like a bamboo or some, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And then it's got this fabric. I feel like I got this as a gift from someone because I don't know how I would have gotten this. And then it opens up double, and then it's got a pocket, although I don't usually stick things in pockets. And then I've got the book, but it's really cool. This is like handmade, hand pressed paper. I don't know if you can tell. It's got like different kinds of fibers and stuff in it. But it says that it's made in India by the survivors of trafficking and commercial sexual exploitation. So I feel like somebody gave this to me as a gift that they might have gotten somewhere, because I don't know where I would have found something like this, except maybe our local farmers market. But usually I just get like food at our local farmers market. I don't really get anything non-food. But then I decided to go with the red theme, and it being Valentine's Day, I am using this is a deck by Bobby Alexander. If I can find a link to his normal shop, I'll put it below, but he does a lot of tarot decks on Kickstarter, and they're only like $20, $30. He's doing a lot of like playing card sized ones, but this is the back, and they are the golden age of romance comics. And so they're all like from romance comics back in the day. I'm guessing they're all copyright free now, but I haven't done too much with this deck yet, so I thought it'd be a fun way for me to use this deck more. And since I'm a romance reader and I love the artwork, like here's the High Priestess, like I love it. It's just like, oh, it's so fun. So I wanted to work with this deck for these tarot prompts, and then not only could I learn this deck a little bit better, because some of them, like the Magician, for me, I had to kind of really ruminate on this one and look at what's going on around in the background, because this to me by itself isn't really Magician, so I needed to kind of work through this card and what it makes me feel and all that for me to see it as the Magician kind of moving forward, if that makes sense. So I'm starting that, and I can do that with my coffee tarot workbook. And then I'll also do my spreads every once in a while on my other one. But so I started that. I'm just under 15% through. I'm about 15% through that. So I'm hoping at least, yesterday I read through most of the beginning stuff, and then I started the first few cards of the major arcana. But since I don't have to like study the meanings quite as much, I'm more going through the card descriptions for the journal prompts, but I am reading through them. And then she does have parts where like other ways you can read this card, and so I'm just seeing if any of those might resonate with me, and then I'll add them to, this is my main tarot book, and this was a gift from Jen, is There Are No Ordinary Cats, and it's got it's separated into little sections, and before each little section are like different cat artworks. So this is my main study guide, and I have all of my tarot deck, like here's Pentacles, and I have them all in alphabetical order and then in numerical order after that. So this is like my card description notebook for what cards mean to me. So I'm going to keep the other one. I'm going to update this if anything pops up, but then the journal prompts I'm going to put in this one, and the tarot sizes is what she calls them, the tarot exercises. And then I have my other two workbooks, my moon one for spreads that I'll do, and then I've got my daily workbook for the coffee and grounds one that I showed you a couple vlogs ago. So I've got 4 active notebooks going, but it's fun. And I tried, like I've mentioned before, I've tried doing digital ones and they just didn't stick with me as much. And it took a lot more. And I'm finding like actually writing them down helps me. And then I'm hoping that the journal prompts will also help things kind of stick even more in my brain. But it's a process, and it's something you gotta keep practicing and keep using so you don't lose it. So yeah, so I started that. So I did do some reading yesterday, just not fun books, I guess, or at least not fiction books. And I think that's it for that. Not have any other updates, so let's do our calendar. And then tonight I need to finish editing last week's vlog and get that exporting, and I'm going to try to get caught up on Big Brother Celebrity while I'm doing that. But let's do our calendar, and then hopefully I can start Magic Triumphs tonight. So we helped the little boy this weekend find his parents. We ended up rolling really well, but it didn't really matter. So let's see what's happening today. Ooh. One of these games where you hit it and you're supposed to ding the bell on the top. Oh, really? You're full of it. Okay. A crowd gathers around a strongman game. People are cheering, booing, laughing as contestants swing a mallet at a lever to ring a bell at the top of the tower. The man operating the game bellows out, "Step right up, separate the men and women from the boys and girls. Win 5 golds if you prove your strength and ring the bell." So number 1 is what's the catch? Roll a d20 plus intellect. Reminder, arcane adept. Or 2, optional. Pay 1 gold to play the game. Roll d20 plus strength. So, might as well. We are not arcane adept. And our intellect is a -1. Oh my goodness. You are full of it. She's just staring at me now. All right, so we're a -1. A 19, so that's good. An 18. So 15 or more. You watch and see that even the most muscular looking challengers are having a rough time. This is why the people were laughing. A large and strong looking dwarf played several times but couldn't ring the bell. Something is amiss about this game. Ah, yes, you see it now. You realize that the game is rigged. The operator magically enchanted the game to make fun of arrogant challengers. Knowing this helps you get past the magical enchantment of the rigged game. Add a +5 bonus if you decide to play number 2 below. I mean, yeah, might as well. Let's see. So we are optional. Pay 1 gold to play the game, d20 plus strength. So our strength is a +1, plus we get the +5. So we are a +6. And it looks like we need a 20 or more. So we have to roll a 14 or better. Can I get good luck? She's just sniffing it. She's not rubbing her face on it. We'll see if that's good luck or not. Watch, I'm going to roll like a 3. 17! Okay. Even sniffs count as good luck. Good. So that puts us at a 22. So the bell at the top of the tower rings loudly. Win 5 gold. So we gained 4 gold. Cool. And somebody sat on my gold and it's all smeared. And there's kitty hair all over it. That's the only bad thing about these markers is they smear really easily. So they're more dry erase than wet erase. What I might do is get some of my wet erase markers and see if they work on this coated plastic so that things don't smear as easily. But I'll test that later. So cool. That's it for today. We played the game. We won the game because we found the trick. And that's it. So I will be back once I have hopefully made some progress in Magic Triumphs by Alona Andrews. At the very least, I have to read this by Friday. So we need to get going. And until then, I will see you all soon. Happy Tuesday. I don't know about you, but today was like the longest Tuesday in the history of mankind. It's been a day. A long day. And it was almost 60 degrees today. And tomorrow we're supposed to get a couple inches of snow. Yay, Colorado. She's telling you all that she just went pee. Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, I have a couple of things to do and to talk about. So, I did not read anything last night. I still have not started Magic Triumphs. I need to freaking start this. I am starting this tonight because I have time. The game's not on till 7, so pre-game's at 6:30, so I will be starting Magic Triumphs here momentarily. I need to get my video uploading because it finished exporting today, but after I get that set up, I'm just going to read the rest of the night. Also, in Alona Andrews news, today was the release of the paperback version of Fated Blades. The ebook came out a couple months ago, but because I enjoyed Magic Triumphs, I wanted to jump on them while the paperbacks were still available, so I pre-ordered this, and it came today because today was the release date. Isn't it gorgeous? This, I think, is in their sci-fi romance series, and this is, I think, book 3. And books 1 and 2 were released in like a special leather edition bind-up or something like that, which I don't have, but I would love to have the rest of them in paperback, but I had to get this one because I know that some of her books, some of their books, especially their like indie published ones, are a little harder to find. So I pre-ordered that when it was available, which was a while ago. I want to say I pre-ordered it in like November. And then I also got another package today. And this I ordered a while ago as well. And this is not book related, but this is merch from Taylor Swift's version of Red. And she had a couple different merch drops. So I got Swift ties. So these are like little hair ties. And I basically just added those to get free shipping. But I wasn't really going to get much merch. But I ended up getting the deck of cards, which I already got. And then I also, this is why I decided to get merch. Oh, hey, look. And there's more red confetti stars. They didn't really come separated. There's a huge stack there. I have some already on my bookshelf. But I'm super excited for this. So before I heard Taylor's version of Red, my favorite song was Begin Again. That was the first song I actually heard off of Red. I saw her perform it live. And in her merch, look at it. Begin Again. Nothing inside. It's a teacup. It just says Begin Again. And this is something that I feel like if you know, you know. Otherwise, it's just a cute little teacup. Oh, okay. And there is a plate, and the plate says Taylor Swift. But you don't see that necessarily. So if you just see this, you just see Begin Again. Hello. There's a kitty ear right there. You want to see? Gotta sniff it. I know. What did Mama get? That's it. That's all that's in the box, in the styrofoam. Want to see? I'm going to rub your face on it. I bet that's lovely sounding. But yeah, so I'm super excited. I got my little cute teacup. I'll have to try to make something in it this weekend. Or sometime soon. I want to wash it first, but because it's covered in styrofoam chunkies. I also did not read Under the Oak Tree yesterday. I did watch my videos and unlock chapters, and there were extra videos yesterday, so I was able to unlock 7 chapters and not just the normal 5. So I unlocked them all, but I just didn't read them yet. So I have 7 plus whatever today's are going to be, probably the normal 4 to 5 chapters, but so I need to read that as well, and I might read that first and then jump into Magic Triumphs just so I can make sure I get those done for the day. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, just a couple little things. Oh my gosh, you are being so naughty. Why are you running around all over the place? You want to say hi? There's the people. Hey, look. Oh, yeah. We're gonna grunt at me. You smell like kitty food. She just ate her dinner. Look at this pissy kitty face. She was super lovey with me earlier today when I got home. It's Tuesday, so I always do the cat box on Tuesdays, so I can get it in the trash can and then put it out, because our trash days are Wednesday mornings. But she's just a wreck. So let's do the calendar real quick, and then I will move on. So yesterday we played, and we ended up winning the strength game. So let's see what other fun things we see in the festival today. Ooh. I bet you all know what this is. It's the cup game. You hear a whisper from behind some tents. You investigate and find a shady looking fellow. Psst. You want to earn some easy coin? Come play this game. Something here feels uneasy. So check your intuition. Roll a d20 plus wisdom, reminder, arcane adept. And then 2, if you choose to play, roll 2d6, then roll a d20 plus constitution, reminder, danger sense. Okay. So we are going to flip this over. Alright, so d20 plus our wisdom. Our wisdom is a +1. And we are not arcane adept, so just a +1. We rolled a 5. So that's 6. So 14 or less. Perhaps there's no reason to feel uneasy about this fellow. Huh. Do we choose to play? I'm going to say no. Because we felt uneasy, and now we don't feel uneasy, but this isn't like a strength game or a dexterity game. This is more of an intellect game, which is not our strong suits, or at least I'm assuming it's going to be an intellect-based game kind of a thing. So I don't want to play this game. I don't even like to play this game as me. So we're just going to skip this one and just move along. So that is it for today's calendar. Another quick and easy one. Hopefully, like, these games are fun, but I'm ready to get on to the meat of the story. I'm ready to get moving. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to get my video uploading to go up tomorrow. Get that uploading into YouTube and get all my descriptions and everything set up. And then I'm going to read until the game starts at 6:30. And then I'm just going to relax and read the rest of the night. So I don't really have anything else to update. But I will be back and update once I've read something. hopefully I'll get both. Hopefully I'll get caught up in my Under the Oak Tree, and I'll start Magic Triumphs tonight. Here's hoping. But I have to start Magic Triumphs because it is now Tuesday and it is due Friday. But yeah, all right, I'll stop blabbering at you. I will see you very soon. Hello. It's about 9 o'clock. We're just about ending the second intermission. So we're about to start the third period of the Avs game. We're down 3-1. I'm getting kitty cuddles. So, I am this far in. Not very far in. I had a lot of Under the Oak Tree to read. I am through 75 chapters of Under the Oak Tree. And oh my gosh, things are going crazy. Maxie's starting to learn magic. And she kind of, one of the knights kind of were rude to her. And so there's issues between her and Riften. But now some of the knights are starting to befriend her. And her and Riften, like, they're really good, but then there's moments where Maxie feels really kind of out of the loop, and, like, all he wants from her is just to be the perfect noble lady, and the physical aspect of their relationship, and she still is slightly worried that when he finds out that she's not a good noble lady, that he'll, I don't know, divorce her, get rid of her, whatever. So, I don't know. I'm hoping there's a push and we kind of start to get them opening up to each other. They kind of started opening up a little bit more. Maxie brought up her stutter with Ruth, the sorcerer. And so she's trying to kind of work on herself or work by herself to try to improve her stutter. And Riften's never said anything about it, which, I don't know, part of me also, like, gets, like, he doesn't want to point it out, and it doesn't detract from what he thinks of Maxie at all, but I do wish that he would, I don't know, show that he's at least aware of it, and let her know that it doesn't matter that she has a stutter, that he likes her as she is, kind of a thing. But anyway, I wanted to stop and do an update because holy crap. Magic Triumphs. First of all, the prologue is Kate giving birth. They named him Conlan, Conlan. What was his middle name? It starts with a D. Conlan Dillman. And I guess Conlan was Curran's father's name, and Dillman is like an ancient city that Era told Kate about that was like naming him that is like a form of protection kind of a thing. And then chapter 1 starts 18 months later, and we get Teddy Joe, who's also Thanatos, and I love Teddy Joe. I'm glad he's back. And he calls Kate because he takes him out to like a little farming village, and there's, I think he said 203 people, and all of them were boiled. And then the broth was like poured out. It's like, oh, it's gross. And all the bones are missing. So we're like, what, chapter in? Yep, I'm on chapter 2. I'm at the beginning of chapter 2. And oh my gosh, this is not going how I was kind of expecting it. And holy crap, that's absolutely disgusting. And it's really sad because all of these people were family people. And they killed all their dogs. I love dogs. I am a cat person, but I do love dogs. We always had both growing up, but this little kitty, and she's been so cuddly. Yeah. So, we're going to keep reading. and finish the game, and we'll see how far I get. Also, this is the first book I've read that's like obnoxiously taller than normal. And I don't like it. It's too big. It's like too tall for my hands. I don't like this size. I don't like it at all. But I didn't buy the ebook version because I had it in paperback, so I'm just gonna suffer through it, I guess. But looks like the game's back on. Hopefully we can at least tie it up. Maybe push it to overtime, but alright. I just wanted to do a quick little update because holy cow, starting off with fun and absolutely disgusting. But Derek's with Kate too, and I love Derek, and I can't wait for Aurelia Writer. Because I think Derek's going to be an Aurelia Writer. But yeah. Alright, I'll stop blabbering on at you. And I'm going to get back to reading and watching hockey. I'll see you later. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. And we have snow. And it's like the super wet, almost pellety kind. So it's going to be like super icy tomorrow morning. So I'm not happy about that. But I pre-treated our walk and our porch. So hopefully it won't be too icy. But I made a big cup of tea. I made a breakfast sandwich for dinner. And just sausage, egg, and a piece of cheese. So I decided to try. I got this for Christmas. It's from Happy Lucky, which is a local tea house here in Fort Collins, and it's their breakfast blend. And all it is black tea, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla flavoring, natural vanilla flavoring. So those 4 things. The vanilla is super prominent, and it smells really good. So let's try it. I think this is one that could feel with like a touch of cream, touch of milk, something like that. Just to kind of make the flavors a little bit more robust. But it's good. It's decent. I'm not the biggest fan of just like straight up breakfast teas, but it's not bad. Can I help you? You're sitting where I just had my cup of tea. She's coveting my breakfast sandwich because it has sausage and American cheese. And she hasn't even touched her own dinner because she's decided she wants mine instead. But I hid it from her. Well, I didn't hide it from her. She knows where it is. She just can't get to it. Yeah. Poor baby kitty. She's like right here. Hey. Look. Show the people that you're right here. Hey. Pay attention. Pay attention. I'm poking you. Pay attention. Yeah. Oh, now you're going to crawl in my lap. Ow, claws. Look at you. Look at you. Alright. Go. Do not go try to get to my sandwich. Cat. I swear, some days. So, we have things to do. So, calendar, first off. We'll do that and then we'll talk books. Yesterday, we got the weird 3 thing. The 3 cups thing. I didn't do it. I'm not a fan of that game. So, we skipped it. So, let us see. Woo! We are at the food stalls. Cake and pastry and mushrooms. Just mushrooms. That's funny. Okay. You've had quite the afternoon of activity. You head to the food stalls to peruse the delectable items. There are so many wonderful treats and dishes from all over the world. Purchase any affordable goods you desire. Okay, more shopping. So what are our options? Okay, if you need a rest, you can do so for a cost of 2 gold. We are fine. So you can get a health potion for 5 gold. A meal ration for 2 gold, aged wine, which is 8 gold, and that adds a d6 to all charisma rolls, Dragon's Fire, which is 5 grams, or 5 grams, 5 gold. Consumed on use, add a d4 to all damage rolls. And then Combat Tonic, 5 gold. Consumed on use, add a d4 to all attack rolls. I think, I mean, the ones for bonuses to attack and damage are nice, but I feel like we should just get a couple meal rations. So I'm thinking, I'm going to rub your face on my hand because I just put it on my leg. Yeah, poor baby kitty. She's sitting on the blanket I have my little coffee table in here. And so she's curled up on the blanket that I have under it for her. Yeah, she's pouting. So I think I'm just going to get some meal rations. And then we can kind of save our gold in case something else happens or we see something else. In case we get more options to buy fun new tools. So I think, so we have 1 ration that we got from the wolves that we fought. So I'm thinking of getting 3 or 4. So then that gives us a total of 4 or 5. I'm going to get 3. So that'll be 6 gold. Ow! Can I help you? I was talking with my hands and she just like pawed my hand. Snuggle this. She's so distracting. Yeah, why don't you just come up here? Say hi. Say, I'm sorry for being a naughty kitty. So yeah, I'm just going to go for 3. So then that'll give us a total of 4 meal rations. And I think that's all I'm going to buy. Another super easy day. I'm ready for to get to the main part of the festival. Because this is fun, but let's start actually competing and getting on with the story, you know? But that's okay. Yeah, did you see that little piece? She found my sandwich. I had a little piece of American cheese that I pulled off and I set aside on the plate. So as a treat for later. And she just found that and ate it off the plate. She's stretching with all of her kitty might. Hey, do not go. She just ate a piece of egg. I swear. All right. So we're going to buy 3 rations for 6 total gold. I will get that updated on my character sheet later. So we will quickly move on before she distracts me too much more. Let me move my bookmark here in Magic Triumphs by Alona Andrews. It is page 130. So far, I tried not to have too many expectations, but I kind of figured it'd be a big battle with Roland for most of the book, but so far, he hasn't really been there. I know I did my little update. So the prologue, we see Conlin born, and then there's the boiled people. So it's pretty much that. And Curran is off with Julie at the beginning of the book. And Kate misses him. It's not really said. And it's not really spoken about too much. And I don't know if that's because it's only between shifters kind of a thing. But Kate and Curran, they're fated mates. They are. They just are. I don't care if that's not the term that's used for them in the book. They are fated mates. And he just knows her so well and can tell when she's upset about something. And he hugs her from behind when she's stressing out. And it's just... she just immediately just feels better and not alone. And I love them. I absolutely love them. So we've got things happening. Now, I'm not sure if these people are who boiled. I think Derek or Curran said that the scent, the like elder power scent is the same. But when Era came back in the dagger thing, I think it was book 8 that happened. It was book 7 or 8. I don't know, because I read them together. They kind of blend for me. Kate shares her memories with Era, and Era does the same with her. And so Kate kind of sees what happened when everyone was killed except for Era and Roland, pretty much. So they're at Cutting Edge, and they get attacked, and it's very clearly elder power magic, and it's really weird people, and she's never seen them before. But the way that Kate describes it is that they feel like corruption, so similar to loopism from the Shifters, where it's just like a corruption and not right. And while they don't look exactly the same, they give Kate the same feeling that she did when she saw the creatures that were used to basically take out her family and her kind of people in the past, like way in the past. And the way I ended, I didn't end at a chapter because I don't know why, but Kate's calling in when she found the boiled people. She called it in to the pack. She called it in to the order. She called it in to the people. She called it in to biohazard. Like, she called every single agency. She let the 3 local sheriffs know around her. She knew that something bad is coming. And the way that this human sacrifice basically happened, Kate can tell that it's been done before. It was so smoothly done, and so the like people like teleported. So what they kind of surmise is that a pocket dimension was opened up. All these 200 plus people were put in this pocket dimension. That's when they were boiled all out, and then the pocket dimension opened up in a different place, but like in the same area, but in a different spot than where they teleported from, and poured out basically the broth and kept all the bones. So she's kind of let everybody know, because this is elder power, this is really high magic, and things are gonna get crazy. So she also gets a box, and she's with Conlin. And when this box shows up, Conlin freaks out. And he's kind of advanced for an 18-month-old kid. But, you know, shifters grow up quickly. And at this point, Curran hasn't come back yet. And he freaks out and runs upstairs, locks the door. And she's like, he shouldn't be able to reach the door. How is he locking it? He's making weird growling noises. But she's like, okay, he's at least locked up in the bedroom, safe for now. I'm going to open the door and see what's going on. Finds this weird box filled with ashes. I think it was a red dagger and a rose. Doesn't know what it means. She takes it out to the shed, which is where she puts all of her miscellaneous items. And I think she puts it in a bag too. And then she goes upstairs to get Conlin. Andrea ends up coming over. And Conlin shifted. He's a little black lion cub. This is the first time he shifted. And now, like, thank goodness Andrea was there to kind of help, even though, like, her kid is a Buddha, a hyena shifter. But she at least gonna give Kate some tips now that they know that Conlin actually can shift. Because it's in the timeline of when babies shift for, like, full shifters. He's a little bit later than expected. So, very shortly after, Curran comes home with Julie, and they deal with the box, and I guess the box smells weird even to them, and it just smells bad and wrong, but it's something that they've never, like, smelled before. Era freaks out, and then Curran sees Conlin, and Curran's just so happy that he has a little shifter boy now, and he takes him out in the woods, and they disappear, and there's a really funny conversation with Kate and Curran where he's like, oh yeah, he caught a little mouse and I let him eat. And Kate's like, you let him eat a mouse? Because in her mind, he's like still a little boy. And he wants to give him like raw meat. And she goes, no, I'm going to cook it first. He's like, no, he's a shifter. He can eat the raw meat. But anyway, it's really cute between them. But he's like, I'm not going to take his first kill from him. It's like such a cute little conversation. And she's like, at least cook it for him first. And he goes, no, I'm not going to steal his first kill. It was his first time he's ever caught like something that he can kill. And he was having fun playing in the creeks. And I can just picture like Curran and like a little tiny baby Curran just romping around in the forest having fun. And it's just, with all the like super scary moments and like the tension of what in the heck is happening, those moments just elevate this book and this whole series so much more. I'm loving it. But so where I stopped, I kind of stopped where like there was a good break in the chapter, because I just could not keep my eyes open after I was just like, okay. And because I was physically reading, it's a little bit harder. And I said it before, but I don't like this size, this taller size. It's just so awkward to hold for me because it's so much bigger. But I want to hold it up, but it's such an awkward size, and I don't want it to get all like glary like that. And I talk with my hands, so I know it's like moving around, but whatever. So where I stopped, Era sees these people, or she smells them, or whatever. However Era figures out what these people are that attacked, or these things are that attacked Kate and Curran and Cutting Edge, and she says that yes, these are the people from that memory you saw in the previous book. And she goes, you have to contact your father. And Kate's like, no, he's going to declare war on us any day, because they've sensed him, or there's been reports of him bringing some of these people closer. So, and Era's like, no, this is a threat that's going to go for you both. You need to contact your father. And that's where I stopped, is Era convincing Kate that she has to call her father. And at the very least, deal with these people coming back. So there might be a team up between Kate and Roland. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But I tried not to look too much into what was gonna happen, and I tried not to like speculate too much outside of, I kind of figured that Kate and Roland would have a big climactic battle. But there have been times where I liked Roland, and I wasn't sure, like I didn't know if I should hate him or not. And if they have to work together in this last book, and then Kate has to find some way to kind of keep him from stealing her son and destroying like Atlanta and all of her people, but they still kind of work together, I feel like that fits their relationship to a T, kind of a thing. So I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Chizzy, you are just making a mess. Oh my gosh, she's driving me nuts. She just knocked over my loose leaf tea thing. You have your own dinner. Go eat your cat food. Or go lay down. Pick. But yeah. So it is now just after 6 o'clock. I've rambled on at you for quite a while, but this is so good. I'm so excited to read more. And I'm glad I finally friggin' picked it up. I knew once I picked it up, I was going to get sucked in and it was going to be really good. But it was just the fact of starting it, you know? But the game's not on till 8 o'clock. Although, let's be honest. Tonight it's on TNT. And it's part of their doubleheader. Once again, it's the second one. So if it's anything like the last few times it's been on TNT on Wednesday nights, it's not going to be puck drop till like 8:30. And when I go to bed between 9 and 9:30, it drives me insane. But I have some reading time, so I'm going to read as much as I can before it starts. And then I'll try to just stick to kind of during intermissions and stuff. I need to read my Under the Oak chapters as well. But so I'm going to get through as much as I can of this tonight. I'm guessing when I put in my Goodreads, my 130 pages said it was 40%, but this is 430 pages. So I don't think that that's a correct percentage, but maybe it thinks I'm reading the Kindle edition or something. So I don't know, but I mean, I'm close. I'm getting close to 50, but still 50 is going to be like 215. I don't know. Maybe it's correct. I don't know. It just felt not right to me. But anyway, I'm going to get back to Magic Triumphs. I'm going to eat my dinner first, but I cannot wait to read more of Magic Triumphs. And I'm just ready for this ride that Alona Andrews is going to take us on. So I will be back to update you once I've read some more. And until then, hello. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, February 17th. It's just about 7:20 in the evening. I'm happy. It is almost Friday. I'm ready for the weekend. So, it's been a kind of busy day. We got a spring order in. We've only got 2 more spring orders left to come. One of them's already been ordered. The other one we were waiting till March to order. And then I went some grocery shopping tonight because I don't really have time tomorrow night, and I prefer not to go shopping on Fridays, but so I had to do all that, and then I ate my dinner, and I watched last night's episode of Celebrity Big Brother. So we'll see what's happening, and then I took my shower, and I'm just gonna kind of braid my hair so it has a little bit of a curl tomorrow when I take it out. That's the only way that my hair is like so thin. I have a lot of hair and I have really long hair, but it's really thin. I don't know if you've noticed when I have it up, I can like get it smaller than my fist, even though it's like freaking long. But the only way for me to curl and for my hair to like hold a curl is if I do something with it when it's wet. So a lot of the times I'll just do a tight braid, and then it'll just be kind of like slightly curly or crimpy, or I guess wavy technically. But anyway, so it was super chilly today. Oh, really? So I made tea, and oh my gosh, why are you destroying things? Oh my gosh. She got stuck on the blanket and was like taking all of my things with her. I swear sometimes. But so they started putting all the Easter stuff out at the store, and I was looking through it. I didn't get anything Eastery, but I was looking through all the fun little decorations and little like kid baskets and stuff like that, because I just like looking at stuff like that. So I was in the Easter mood, so I made, this is from Adagio Teas, it's their Teaster Marshmallow, and it's got green rooibos, apples pieces, sprinkles, marigold, apricot, and natural flavors. It's one of my favorite teas. I've got it. This is what I have left over from last year, and I feel like last year they had, when they first had it, or maybe it was 2 years ago when I first got it. I don't know. Whenever I first got it, I know this is my second bag of it though. They had like a Easter event kind of a thing where they would like give you like a description of a tea, and then you have to go and find like the little egg hunt, and then if you got, I think it was like 3 or 4 of the clues correct, you'd get to a space where you can add the Teaster tea to your cart for free if you purchase like, I don't know, whatever this, it was the same amount that you would get for free shipping, and then you got a full-size bag like this for free. And then I liked it so much I ended up getting another one last year before it disappeared, but I just paid for it. I don't remember if they had anything special or free, or I just ordered to get this. But let me show you. It's got really cute little sprinkles in it, and it's really good. I love apricot. Let's see if I can get some of the sprinkles to come out here. It smells so good with the apple pieces and the apricot. But it's like super cute. So here's like a little chick. Or maybe it's supposed to be a bunny. Maybe it's a bunny. No, that one's the little chicken. She has an opinion that we all must hear. And then it's got a little... Ah! They're so little. There's a little bunny. And then there's little egg sprinkles too that are just like shaped like eggs. But I don't know if you can see. It's like... I'm going to try not to spill it all over the place. But it's super pretty. You can... Like when you shake it, there we go. I got it so you can see all the little pops of color of the sprinkles in there. Otherwise, everything else is fairly natural, but I love it. It's really good. A lot of the times when I'm wanting something sweet at night, I'll just make a cup of like sweet tea like this that has like a sweeter, fruitier flavor. I usually don't add any sugar to it or anything. Usually it's just the chai teas or the black teas that I'll add cream or sometimes sugar or honey to. But yeah, so it's really good. I'm using my S cup. This was a gift from a friend in college. Oh my gosh. Seriously? She was laying down and sleeping while I ate dinner. And now, as soon as I start filming, she's like freaking out all over the place. I have lots of things that we can do. So, next, I'm going to do this real quick. I got a package. So we will open it. I'm excited. And this, oh my gosh. Look at all these. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. So these are, I think I mentioned it in last week's vlog. I ordered some blank tarot card stickers, and then I got the stamps that I showed earlier, so I can use my new pretty moon notebook for my tarot spreads. Oh my gosh. So there is this black card. I think this is their logo. But yeah, this is, oh look, a vinyl sticker of them. Oh. There we go. So it's Earth plus Omen. And then here's their card. I'll link their Etsy shop down below. They have a lot of really cute stickers and things like that. And I just got, I can't remember how many I got, but they had a couple different kinds. They're a little bit smaller than I expected, I will have to say. But if I do a large spread, let's see. They had two options. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, yeah, I got the 50 pack. I think there was one that was larger. I think I got the smaller pack. So, but I was like, I don't know how much I'm going to use them. So I went with the smaller 50 pack, and I thought 50 is a good number. Because if you do like a 3 to 5 card spread, then that would last you a while. But look at those. Aren't they super cute? So then I can put these in however I do my spread layout. And I have my stamps over here. So then my stamps will fit almost perfectly. Even if I look at the larger stamps, like this one's the larger one, it'll still fit perfectly in here. I'm super excited. And yesterday was the full moon in Leo. And I didn't do a spread yesterday, but I knew these were supposed to be delivered soon. And a little trick, if you were planning on doing something on the full moon and didn't, the way I learned is that you can usually do it the day before, or even up to 2 days, depending on what you're doing, before or after, to kind of set your intentions. I usually more celebrate the new moon and not the full moon. A lot of people talk about full moons as beginnings, but for me, I see the way that I kind of learned, new moons for me are more beginnings because it's the beginning of a cycle. But full moons are pretty. And then there's also these cute little erasers. We got a smiley face, a little red tulip, and a little pink unicorn. So it's super cute, super cute. And I'm super excited. So I'm definitely going to be doing a tarot spread tonight so I can get my first one done and so tarot card stickers. I'm super excited. Yay! So, yeah. Like I mentioned, I will be doing a tarot spread tonight. Maybe I'll take a picture or I'll film a little clip of my spread and then I'll do a little clip of what I pulled through whatnot. So, but I'll leave that. So we will do the calendar real quick and then we will talk about Magic Triumphs. So last night, the Avalanche won 2-0 against the Vegas Knights, but it was a super entertaining game and I really loved it. But like I mentioned, puck drop wasn't until 8:22. But the first game was into overtime, so they did like a split screen. And then when the other game ended, they kept showing friggin' slow motions of the overtime winning shot. And then like they showed slow motion of 4 different times of whoever was playing the bench clearing. And then all the coaches like fist bumping each other. And I'm like, I don't need to see this. And because it was on the national broadcast, I was listening to the radio call. And I was like, the Avalanche game is going on against the Golden Knights. It was one of the most talked about games of the week, if not the month, because Jack Eichel was coming back and the Avalanche and Golden Knights will most likely be facing off in the playoffs again this year. It's like, this was one of the big games and they like missed 5 minutes of it. But I had the radio on, so I still heard what was going on. But I get so angry because I'm just like, even though these are both big teams and they're very hyped teams and they're both teams that have a pretty decent chance of winning the cup this year, East Coast biased is a thing. Whoa. But anyway, yeah, so I was up super late because puck drop wasn't even until 8:20. But there's some dude. He looks a little mean. He's got red eyes. He's got a dagger of some sort. It's hard to see his eyes. Okay. All of the stalls, booths, and activities begin to close down as the sun starts to set. Everyone slowly heads out of the festival grounds and makes their way home. You go to leave as well, but are stopped by a thief that wants all of your gold and is willing to kill for it. Alrighty. We are fighting. Okay, so roll it for each round, d20 plus attack, and then we will roll our damage, and it looks like there's 3 rounds, and that's based on the table that's here. But I always go off of the back of the previous sheet because that's where all of our information is. So just to refresh, our attack is a +3, our defense is a 13, and our damage is a d10. So let me move my T here so I have some rolling space. Alrighty, so round 1. Okay, so we need to roll our attack with the +3. 19. Cool. So that's 22. So we are 12 or more, so we hit the thief, and we are a D10. And that is a 0, which on a D10 is 10. I was like, oh, 0. Cool. So it's 10 damage. Okay, so he is stunned this round, so he won't attack us. Cool. So round 2. All right, we're looking for a 12 or better. We are at a +3. What's a 2? Oh, gosh. Okay, so we missed the thief. So our defense is a 13, so we take 2 damage, and that was the threshold. If it was 12, then we took 3, but we are 13, so we only take 2. I don't know where my markers are. Oh, they're under everything. So I will mark that in a minute. Okay, and then the last and final round, looking for a 12 again. This one, an 18, natural 18. So cool. So that is a 21. So we will roll damage. D10 again. And this one is 5 or more. And we got a 5. Sweet. Okay. If your damage roll is 5 or more, the thief dies. Okay. So if you stun the enemy 1 round, collect 1 gold. So we get 1 gold. If you also kill, so if you stun the enemy 2 rounds, we only did the 1 round. If you also killed the enemy, collect 1 additional gold. So because we killed him the 3rd round and we stunned him the 1st round, we get 2 gold. And we killed the thief. Alrighty. I mean, that seems a little much, but okay. So we took 2 damage. I will get those marked up. And that's it for today for our calendar. So let me just put things away here and clean off some space. Oh my gosh, go in there, please. Thank you. All right, hit points. We have taken 2. Oh, and we are plus 2 gold. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, so there's that. We'll put that away. So, with all of my post-game shows and stuff last night, because most of it was on the radio, I read a lot of Magic Triumphs. I did check my Goodreads and saw that it had put, instead of the mass market paperback, it was set as like the hardback version. So yeah, I was not 40% on. So because there was like 100 less pages in the hardback version or something. So I am, let me pop my bookmark up so you can actually see this far through. I'm on page 363 and it is 430. So I've got 70-ish pages left. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I was going to film some clips last night, but I just couldn't put it down. I just couldn't put it down. So I last updated about 1:30-ish. So there's been a lot of things. We've also seen a lot of people come through. So we've seen a lot more of Conlin in shapeshifting. This 18-month-old. I kept wanting to say 18-month-year-old, but that's not right. 18-month-old can hold warrior form, which is like half beast, half human. And Curran just keeps being like, he's special. He's special. And he has magic. There was a moment where he gets cut a little bit and he makes blood claws. So like how Kate can do blood armor and do like blood edges on her swords. Conlin does blood claws. What? This kid is like more powerful than Kate and Curran exponentially. Like, this is absolutely crazy. And then the Sahanu are trying to kill Kate Curran, and they were tasked to capture Conlin and take him to Roland. However, so this shortly after his shift, Kate goes to meet Luther at the biohazard, and Kate realizes that Luther can see his magic now because he doesn't know how to conceal. And they get tracked by a Sahanu, and this Sahanu assassin says she's gonna eat Conlin and not take him to Roland. So Kate kind of goes ballistic, and she doesn't have her weapons because she's in the biohazard. And when she enters Luther's lab, she leaves all of her weapons in like a box by the front door. But Kate grabs a microscope and bashes this lady's face in that it looks like hamburger. Kate kind of loses it a little bit, but you know, she's going mama bear to protect her kid. And I love it. I love Kate as a mom. Like, she was a mom with Julie, but Julie is different because this is like a baby. And Julie was already very mature for her age, having lived down the street for a little while. And so, like, Mama Bear Kate can come out in, like, full force here. And it's so much fun. I'm trying to think. Simon pops up for a little bit. And I love Simon, so I'm glad to see him. We also get Kate and Roman together for a little bit. And Roman's one of my favorite characters. So you can kind of see all the little pieces coming together. And you get to like little cameos of all of the characters from throughout the series, which is fun. So it kind of does, like, even if you didn't know this was the last book in the series, you can kind of tell it feels like a last book because there's it doesn't seem like unnecessary that these people are making, but it's like they're just there for a scene and gone, and they have a point in why they're there and they're advancing the plot. But you can also, maybe this is because I know it's the last book, but you can kind of get the feeling that they're there to kind of give you the last little piece of him before, you know, they go away. But I love them. And I love Kate and Curran. So we find out more about the people that were like the corrupted people. And they started going on about Pictish stuff. And there was a couple paragraphs where it was talking about the history of the Picts. And I was like, I feel like I read this recently. I'm having deja vu reading this paragraph. These are the same people that Hugh and Alara were fighting in Iron and Magic. And then I was like, once I finally was like, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, I get it. I was like, okay, we need Hugh. I was like, we need to contact Hugh. And we've hardly seen Andrea. We've hardly seen Raphael. Oceano was like gone. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we need Hugh. And there was this really funny scene where Kate and Julie were talking and Julie kind of mentions Hugh. And Kate says something and Julie's like, well, you never know. He could be happily married, living in a castle in the middle of nowhere kind of a thing. And Kate's like, yeah, right. Uh-huh. And you're just like, but he is. And then Kate realizes that later. But so the king of like this Pict people ends up, he is a dragon. Guys, we got a dragon. He's a bad dragon, but we got a dragon. I love dragons. Although I wish we did get to see more because Yu Feng is in here and we meet Yu Feng in a couple of the novellas. There's in one of Dolly's novellas. I think it was the first novella with Dolly and Jim. She saves him. Or maybe it's one of his brothers. He was captured in like the black market area. And then we meet Yu Feng for sure in Magic Tests. It's the Julie novella where she is like going to a new high school kind of a thing. And he's one of the students there. So they find him, he got in a fight and now he's kind of in a coma and they pull out, I think Hugh shows up and because Hugh's all about healing magic, he extracts, I think it was a tooth. And then Simon does like magic stuff and they can kind of talk to him a little bit while he's in the coma, but they only have like 5 minutes. So, but they do get that, yes, this dude is a dragon. Before they figure out he's a dragon, he tells, like, Kate asks him what the box is, and he's basically, I'm inviting you to be my queen. So he wants Kate to be his queen, and Kate's just like, yeah, no. And she goes, she said, Kate, she gave him some snarky thing about, this is not how you propose to a lady. And then he says something about a show of strength, and they attack the guilds, and while this is going on, almost all of the Sahanu go after Conlin. Kate kills them all, except for Razor, the, like, top Sahanu. Although he ends up dying as well. And that one was really funny, because Kate is so worried about Conlin, and Razor gets to Conlin while in, like, their little shifter subdivision kind of thing. Conlin is at George's house with Curran's adoptive mother, who's the, like, head werebear's wife, Martha. And so basically Razor somehow steals Conlin, and then he's standing in the street, and there's Kate and Curran and, like, everybody who is there and so it's like Razor knows he's not gonna escape. This is when Conlin does the little blood claws, and then Kate is holding him, and Curran is ripping Razor to pieces. And somebody mentioned something like, oh, aren't you gonna not let him look? And Kate's just like, no, he needs to know, like, he needs to see that if bad guys come after him, or if bad guys try to do something to him, Mommy and Daddy will kill them, and he will be safe. He needs to know he's safe. Although I feel like their son is, like, knows more than what the average 18 months wouldn't know, but I'm trying to get it so it doesn't glare. So then Rowena ends up getting kidnapped. And we get some fun moments with Gastek. I love Gastek too. And I feel like Gastek and Rowena might have a relationship, or Gastek might like her. And I'm on board with that. Can we get a novella with them, please? But when Kate gets injured by the Sahanu, the closest place that she can get to, and she's, like, freaked out because she's like, they're tracking Conlin's magic, and because he can't cloak. So the closest, safest place is the people in the casino. So she goes there, and then they try to heal her, and, the girl had poison on her dagger, and so Kate's got, like, poison coming out of all of her cuts, and it was this whole thing. But the dragon guy was like, I'm going to show you my true power, demonstrate my power, or something like that. Kidnaps Rowena. He takes a larger settlement. From what they kind of figured out, or what they think is going on, is they're taking the bones and grinding them up, probably putting them in, like, milk or something like that. And then all of his weird creatures are drinking it, and it's so that they can get their bodies used to the current way that magic is run, because they're living in, like, this pocket dimension where he has, like, no power, kind of a thing. But, like, they're still able to, like, have fire calls. They, like, call each other through fire. So it's like a giant pyre, and they can see each other in the fire, but they can't, like, touch each other or anything. So it's like phone calls through fire. I think this would be perfect for Roland. Especially because it seems like him and Kate are tied together, and if one of them dies, the other one will probably die. Maybe. I don't know how this is working. But I feel like they can use this pocket dimension thing for Roland. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But so Kate gets pissed because Rowena is, like, at the top of this weird glass tower thing. And she's encased, or I guess it's like a pillar that they made. And she's at the top, and she's in, like, molten glass. And she knows if they try to break the pillar, she's going to burn, like, and there's, like, special magic there. So Rowena is still alive. but she needs help to save Rowena and to kind of prove to this dude that they have the magic to combat him. And so she kind of she fire calls Roland again, which she has tried to do several times, and he has been ignoring her, and he finally answers. And she's just like, I need your help. And then he shows up and he helps her save Rowena. He just has good moments where he's like a fun, crazy dad. And then he has other moments where he's just like, I'm going to kill everybody and do whatever the hell I want because I'm the ruler of the world, kind of a thing. But while this is happening, there's this giant boar that this dragon guy had. He's like a god, kind of similar to the elephant god that we saw in Iron and Magic, but this one is a boar. And he had been trapped and tortured and then let loose by this dragon guy. So Curran fights him and eats him. And Curran is turning into a friggin' god. This is the 6th godlike creature that he's eaten. And Kate is upset, which I don't blame her. Because the way that magic works in this world with the magic waves and the tech waves, if too many people worship Curran, and let's be honest, he was pretty much already worshipped as the first beast lord in the pack. And there is a tech wave and he becomes... I don't know, you lose part of yourself because you become what people pray to you about, kind of a thing. And it's like this really weird way of divinity, and he takes on more of what they think of him instead of who he actually is. So a lot of people who become gods lose themselves. Alexa, dismiss. But what Kate gets upset about is not only will she might lose Curran, but if he becomes too divine, when tech comes, everything magic leaves the world, including gods. So, in a blink of an eye, Curran could be gone. And he said that these hunts that he's been going on, Kate kind of puts together, he's been out eating godlike creatures, or god creatures. But I guess Era's been guiding him. So he's trying to gain power. Because he found out Kate's not so secret backup plan that if they are unable to use the White Warlock, who is Alara, so it's all coming together, to help be like a prism for magic to help trap Roland, Kate will kill herself. Because there is a tie between her and Roland, and they're thinking, I mean, this is a very last resort. This would possibly kill Roland, or at least weaken him enough for somebody else to take him out at that point. Or for them to then do the magic, whatever, that they had planned. And so Curran is getting godlike power, so he can try to stop that from happening. And Kate's like, there is a difference. There is a difference. There's so much going on. So much going on. And I'm like, it's almost over. And we have a lot to get to. So I don't know if we're going to have like an actual fight with Roland or what's going to happen. But Roland at least now for sure knows that these people are here. They're coming after Kate. We know now that Roland for sure knows that these people are here. I think they called them Yadimer, or those were the weird creatures. But, so that's where... Okay, yeah, so this is after all of that. And then Hugh showed up with Julie. And so Julie knew what was going on. And so Julie left the little town where Rowena was captured and held prisoner. And she went directly to get Hugh because she knew Hugh could help. They called the conclave to try to get everybody to accept that this was a dragon creature. This dude is a dragon. And then they're like, we need evidence. And everybody's arguing. And then Julie shows up with Hugh. And Hugh's like, here, I have these. And he has some of the armor left over. And then we found out Gas Tech has one of these creatures alive. And so Kate kind of yells at him and she's like, you all can learn to share. So it's just like, so much is coming together, and I'm so excited, but I don't want it to end. But anyway, so I will be reading this. I will be finishing this tonight, and then we'll see what I'll pick up next. I mean, this is going to be a 5 stars. It's going to be a 5 stars. Unless they completely screw up the final 70 pages. But from what I've heard, I didn't look too much into spoilers, but I have heard that they end this portion of the series, Kate and Curran's storyline, well, is what I've heard. And that we do get an HEA for Kate and Curran, and we know that we see them in other books and stuff, and there's more plans for other books and series that are spin-offs and part of the Kate Daniels universe. But that they wrap it up well. And I need to read. I need to finish this. And then we can talk about whatever happens in these last 70 pages. But where I finished was Hugh is at Kate's house. And this is when they're kind of talking. And Kate's like doesn't believe him because she's like, what do you want for your help kind of a thing. And he brings some of his iron dogs. And he's like, I just need you to not cancel the herb orders that you guys have with our castle kind of a thing. So, and Kate's just like, no, really. And he goes, no, really. This is what we need. This is all I need from you. Don't cancel our agreed upon agreements or buy more of our herbs, and don't keep the pack from buying our herbs kind of a thing to make panacea. So, or Pangea? I don't know. Whatever it is. So yeah, this is a long update. But I have one more thing to talk about, and that is Under the Oak Tree. Now, my app says that there is 113 or 133. 100 and something 3 chapters. However, only 78 are available right now. It does say that on average it's 7 chapters a week, so I don't know if it's a daily upload for what's becoming unlocked or is available to be unlocked, but I'm officially caught up and I've read all that there is to read. I think I'm going to keep at least checking in daily because you don't actually have to read anything. You just have to come in the app and do your votes and just open the app and check in. So I can accumulate fast passes. So if there's another web novel I want to pick up, I can have a bunch of fast passes stored for that. And then that way, if I'm just reading 1 chapter a day, you get the 2 free videos to watch to unlock chapters. So that'll just cover those. But things are getting crazy there. We are at the beginning of summer, or it's almost, or not beginning of summer. It's almost the beginning of spring. And they've done a lot of training and things, and Maxie is learning more magic. She can very successfully use basic healing magic now. But Riften has been kind of pulling back from her at times, and she's getting kind of upset about it because she feels like with him pulling back, he can easily leave her. And then they get notice that the king is sending a bunch of knights to Anatole, including the princess. So Maxie, and then he just kind of lets her know, and then he just kind of ignores her the rest of the day. And Maxie's kind of freaking out because what if Riften decides that he really does want to take up the proposed marriage between Riften and Princess Agnes? So she's kind of freaking out, and him being distant isn't helping the situation. They did rescue kittens, so she has 3 little cute kittens that are super cute. But yeah, we're a little stagnant in their relationship. Like, we'll take a step forward and then a few steps back. But it's hard because we only really get Maxie's point of view. We got Riften's a little bit in the beginning, but right now it's mainly only Maxie's. So I don't know. Where, I think it was chapter 78 is what I read. It's either 78 or 79. I can't remember. She has been trying to get things looking nice for the visit, and she's getting ready, and there's like the blare of the horns, and so everybody's here. So the next chapter will be the introduction to us, the reader, to Princess Agnes, and they're going to be staying in their castle now. And I really hope Riften stays by Maxie's side, because she is so nervous. And she's been really working on her stuttering, and it gets better, but since kind of the stress of Princess Agnes coming to the castle, it's kind of, she's been more nervous and flustered than normal, so her progress doesn't appear to be there anymore, you know? And my heart just breaks for Maxie, because I want them to talk, and I want her to be upfront and open up to Riften, and I want Riften to open up to Maxie. But they need something to push them there. And I'm hoping that this pushes them, or starts to push them there. So we'll see. I don't know how many chapters the Korean version, which is the original, is. But there's, I think, like I said, there's either 103 or 113 or 133 official translated chapters, but they just have them blocked off, and you have to like pay to become a privileged reader to get access to those. So I'm just gonna wait until they're available to just unlock normally. So, but yeah, that's all I have to update now, or update on. We're already at 40 minutes. I swear, I can't get away from it. I can't get away from long updates, but we had a lot to talk about. So I'm probably going to do my tarot spread first, and then I can just read the rest of the night. So I'm going to pick out what I want to do tarot-wise tonight, what deck I want to use, and find what spread I want to use as well. And then I'll do my first spread of my new spread notebook. And I'll do a little blurb and show you, or film it, or take a picture. I'll do something so you all can see. But until then, I'll see you later. Hello, I am back. It's just after 10 o'clock, and I have not read anything, but I've been journaling and working on my tarot stuff. A couple of the tarot spreads that I had previously saved, I have an online, or I guess it's an app, but it's available online as well. It's called Metamoji. And what I do is I save a lot of tarot spreads from either websites or blog posts or newsletters. I have a couple tarot newsletters that I get, and Instagram. And then what I do is I have them all separated out into like full moon. I have just like a generic full moon, and then I have full moon and all the different zodiac signs. I just completely lost the words. And then, I have new moons and, holiday and Yule, and I have them all like separated in different little notebooks. So I went through my full moon in Leo spreads that I had saved, and a couple of them are like super simple and only 2 or 3 card draws. And I wanted something a little more robust, especially since it was my first spread. Like I wanted to do a nice, good, like 5 card spread for my first entry into my new book here. So I went on Instagram and was looking at a couple of new tarot spreads, and I'll pop up the one that I found here. This is by Free the Uglies, and I found this one, and it was full moon in Leo, like you can see, but then it was bringing the vision to life, and it has a little bit more of a creativity focus. So I went with that one, since I've been a lot more creative in different ways lately here. So I thought that might be a fun way. So I'm going to switch my camera around and show you what I did for my spread, and then I'm going to get to reading. But just give me 1 second here and I will flip things around. Okay, so I I showed them earlier, but I'll go ahead and show them again. So these are the tarot stamps I used, and then I rubbed the packaging on my stamp thing because I wasn't paying attention. But so these are my Ritual Planner, and these are my tarot stamps. And then I used the stickers that I showed earlier. And then the deck that I'm using tonight is Radiant Scales. This is a deck I got off Kickstarter. Well, was a Kickstarted deck. And as you can see from the description, it was created by, almost every card has a different artist. And I found it on Kickstarter, but I found it after the campaign had ran. So then I started following them on Twitter. And then they had a few limited decks left after they did their pledges. And then I missed them because they sold out super quick. But then I found that one of the artists that contributed to this, because it was like a collaborative thing, they had a few extra decks for sale on their art store. So I was able to get it that way. So I didn't get any of the fun Kickstarter swag that came with it, but I was able to get the deck, and then it did come with the little guidebook. It's super simple, it's pretty much a large size little white book. The biggest difference between this deck and any others is the suit cards. So as you'll see here, instead of doing cups, it's water, which they're all elements that do correspond to the tarot cards. But so cups is water, wands is fire, pentacles is earth, and swords is air. So that's really the only big difference between them. And then of course every single card has slightly different artwork, but it's super fun. I will show you. So that came with silver coated edges, and then here's the back as well. Isn't it pretty? So, and then there's like an example of the star. So I had my notebook here, and I did my journaling. I'm not going to go too much into it because it's a little personal, but so here is the way that I did it out. So I was able to use my little cards and stamps, and then I just did tick marks because I got all minor arcana, so they were all suit cards. And then I put who it was from, and then whatever titles that they had, and then what deck I used. And then I listed out my questions, and then I kind of did a basic, this is what the card typically means for me, and then how I would take that meaning and kind of use that to answer the question that is. So I'll go ahead and this first one is, what is my identity as a creative soul? And I got this card, the Four of Water. So that was fun. So the Four of Cups is typically, I don't know, about when you're stuck in an emotional rut. And I see it as more, because it's kind of like a rumination card where you just are feeling stuck and stagnant. And the way that I like to read it is I see it more as pushing you to kind of look either what's right in front of you, or to get back in touch with your true passions and interests. And so I kind of have that written here. So that I think the question is, what is my identity as a creative soul? And I think that what I can bring is how I have been able to get myself out of emotional ruts, and using my interests to help me move forward. So yeah, I'm not going to go too far, but it did end up being a page and a half overall for just those 5 cards, but I'll go ahead and show you. So this is the spread that it was. So for question 1, this was 1, so 4 of water. And then question 2 was here. So I got the 6 of air, or 6 of swords. And then for question 3, I got the 8 of water, aka the 8 of cups. Question 4, I got the Knight of Earth, or pentacles. Isn't he so cute? Oh my goodness, he's so cute. And then for question 5, I got the 10 of Swords, or the 10 of Air. I definitely like, a lot of times the 10 of Swords is depicted as like the person or creature or whatever is there is like stabbed to death by 10 swords. So I like that there are like the 10 little feathers or air symbols, but it still shows the defeat by him being completely bound and trapped without him being dead. Because the way that I learned the 10 of Swords is that while it is a kind of a scary card, honestly, but I heard someone mention once, and I feel like it might have been the Girls on Wildly Tarot podcast, so I'll go ahead and link them down before. But I feel like they mentioned once that a good way to see the 10 of Swords is that like it's slightly hopeful because you're now at the baseline. Things have been taken out of your control, and you kind of have the chance now to move forward and start fresh. And that one was a little hard for me because the question was, what supportive action can I take in order to support the growth of this vision into its highest form? And I got the 10 of Swords, and that's not super like an easy way to be like, I can be supported by, I don't know. But I definitely had to kind of think and do some journaling on that one. That was probably my longest one. But yeah, what I took from it was basically to be okay to starting at the beginning and to starting fresh. And that even though things, you know, you've kind of hit the bottom, so to speak now, you can move forward, but just be okay with being at the bottom now. And know that with hard work and diligence, you can get back up to where you were, kind of a thing. But yeah, so that was the spread I did, and my journaling, and I love these stickers. And I was worried because I was like, oh, they're a little small, but with a 5-card spread, this is perfect. And then if it's bigger, then it would be like a full page, possibly, and then 2 pages. But I really like the way it turned out. And I used, it's hard to tell, but I used a navy and then a lighter blue to do my journaling. But I did a navy as like the description. But I was feeling the dragon deck tonight because we're dealing with dragons in this. And I was just feeling it. So I'm going to kind of stop rambling at you here. And I'm going to get my decks and everything put away. And everything kind of back in place. And I love the way that this feels. I mentioned it before, but it's got like that matte kind of finish. So it's like super soft. And I just love, I've been like sitting here petting it. But so yeah, I'll start. I've been watching figure skating too while I've been working on it just in the background. But yeah, I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing how I'm going to be doing my tarot spreads. If you want me to do or share more of what I do, I mean, I've got a lot to do here. I can definitely do more or do separate videos just kind of based on the tarot stuff that I do. I've mentioned it before, but I don't really do daily spreads or daily cards very often. I've thought about maybe doing weekly spreads, but sometimes I just don't have the time. So I like to try to wait for a special event, or if I find a cool spread on Instagram or in a newsletter or something that I really want to try, then I'll do that. There is, I know, like a geek one that runs in May, and it's like a geek tarot challenge. And so they're all tarot spreads based off of like geeky things. Like I know day 1 is based off of Xavier's school from X-Men. So I might try to do that. And then there's a couple of 31-day challenges or 30-day challenge tarot challenges I see every once in a while. But I haven't gone 100% in doing one of those because they do require doing something every single day. But maybe if things have calmed down by then, I might pick one of those up, especially the May one. But we'll see what happens. If I do pick it up, I'll let you know for sure. So if you want to do it too, or follow along, or whatever you think. But I hope you enjoyed this. And I'm going to get all my stuff packed up and get back in bed. And I'm going to read the rest of the night. And I will be back to update you once I have finished Magic Triumphs. Happy Friday. It is Friday. We made it through the week. I'm happy it's the weekend. So, reading updates. I did get a notification last night that Under the Oak Tree uploaded a chapter. So there's another chapter uploaded in like what isn't available unless you become like a privileged reader or whatever. But when that one was added, another one was available for me to unlock. So I watched one of my videos and unlocked it. And then I just couldn't leave it like that because I was like, I have another video I can watch for free. Let me just pick something else up. And I'll still save all my fast passes, but I'll start reading something else. And then I can at least do my other video a day to unlock a chapter. So I started this Heart of Darkness by Jasmine Yosef. I'm going to go with. And I went and I tried to find another fantasy romance. And this also has historical vibes. And I read the first 25 chapters, I believe, were free and are already unlocked. And then I saw that there's 149 chapters total uploaded, but like around 114 are available to unlock. And so I got through chapter 33 because somehow I had some already unlocked. But I feel like this was in an event recently, so that's probably why those were unlocked. Because I feel like it was part of an event. Because the picture of it looked familiar. So I'm really intrigued by it. So the first couple chapters, Angelica is our heroine. And this is very much set kind of in like a Regency type, or the Regency, Edwardian, somewhere in that time frame is what this is based off of. But this is totally a fantasy romance. But so she has a younger brother, and he is either psychic or I don't know. He's got some sort of mystical powers because he has dreams and they come true. And he's been having nightmares about monsters chasing her. But anyway, back. So the first 1 or 2 chapters is the prologue. And it's one of those where it like gives you a bite of the story and then you go back in time. So in this, Angelica is going to the like haunted castle of her area, and Lord Raven is who lives there, and he's one of the king's men. And she's been branded a traitor, and she's kind of been chased away by people, and she is hoping that he is going to be able to keep her safe, and she's hoping that he will take her in and help keep her safe. And even if he doesn't, being up in his castle area will keep other people away from her. So we don't quite know what happens. But, and then we jump back in time. So we've got Angelica, her little brother Will, and then her father does something for the king. Now there is a new king, King Alexander, and spoiler alert, this is where the fantasy element comes in. He is other. I'm not quite sure what. I'm kind of getting like shapeshifter vibes, but we don't know yet. But him and all of his men are definitely not human. At some point, her father finds or sees King Alexander's true face and is basically trying to like take him down, and he thinks he's evil. And so I'm guessing that's where the traitor is going to come in, is her father's going to do something stupid. Her father is horrible. I feel like that's kind of normal for these types of stories, at least on like the web novel ones that I've read, and like similar like fiction apps that I've read in the past, like back in college. all kind of had the similar trope of like there's only one parent and they're horrible and they need to escape the parent kind of a thing. But it's a good trope for a reason, and it's used a lot for a reason. But she bumps into the king and her father. So before her father knows that the king is this other creature, he wants her to marry the king. And when that doesn't go, he basically is trying to broker her with Sir Shaw, I think is his name. And he's not a good person. But Lord Raven, I wanted to say Riften. Riften's under the oak tree. This is Lord Raven. He is very scarred. So Beauty and the Beast vibes. And everyone thinks he's absolutely terrifying because he's got scars on his face and who knows how more. And she immediately, what scares her, at least about him, is his eyes. When she looks into his eyes is when she gets scared. And she kind of feels sorry for him, and she kind of, I don't know, she's a caretaker, so part of her wants to like know more and know if his scars hurt him and how that happens, kind of a thing. And she like feels kind of drawn to him, and there's a moment where the king and Raven like, I don't know, like hypnotize her kind of a thing and talk to her, and then they like erase her memory. I don't know. It's really weird, and I'm liking it so far. I'm intrigued for sure. I don't know if I'm going to use my fast passes for it, although I'm caught up in Under the Oak Tree, so I guess I might as well. But do I really need to get sucked into something else? At the very least, I'll read a chapter a day because I can get 2 free video unlocks a day. So I want to do my Under the Oak Tree so I can stay caught up on that, and then I'm going to read this one for my second one. But because I got sucked into that last night, I did not read any of Magic Triumphs. And I was like super stressed out. This is what I have left still in the same spot. I think I read half a page, and then something happened and I put it down to, I think I needed to fill Cheese's water dish, or she keeps, if I use plastic water dishes for her, she knocks them over when they're full, even though I just gave her fresh water. So she like knocked it over. So I had to clean all the water up, and I went and got one of my ceramic soup bowls. And so that is going to be her water dish now because she can't knock those over as easily. But yeah, so I didn't, and then I ended up seeing the trigger on my phone, or the notification on my phone for Under the Oak Tree, and picked that up. And then I had figure skating on, and I just kept reading on my phone. So yeah, but when I looked today at the live shows are always on Steph with Novelty Corners. I think it's Novelty Corner. Her channel, when I looked today to do the notification, because I couldn't remember if it was at 6 or 7 tonight, I saw that it's next Friday. So I have time. Although tonight I don't have an Avalanche game. So tonight would have been perfect for me, because now it's scheduled during an Avalanche game, which is fine. I'll watch it on my iPad while I have the game on my TV. But I'm just like, it never fails. It always gets rescheduled during an Avalanche game. But it's fine. We make do. But I am going to finish this tonight because I'm not, at the very least, I can't get sucked in too much. And then I also, like you saw, did my tarot spread and journaling. And that took a little bit longer. I don't know if it's because I was handwriting. I wrote more in my answers and like my spread thoughts than like when I did them on my digital journal on my phone. So I don't know what happened there, but that took a little bit longer than expected because I did a lot of writing and just rumination, and more thoughts went into it. But it's Friday, and I don't have any games. I don't have any book clubs now, so we are going to read. I'm going to finish Magic Triumphs. I will read at least my 2 chapters for my 2 web novels. But last night, I feel like the notification popped up kind of later in the night, so hopefully I'll be able to finish Magic Triumphs before I read my web novel chapters. But let's do the calendar. and then we will kind of wrap up there. So yesterday we fought and killed this thief. So let's see what we have for today. Whoa! Look at all this. We got a lively tavern. Look at all them peeps. This dude, he's feeling it. He's really feeling it. Okay. The pub is lively tonight. There are drinking contests and bards playing throughout the night. They are inviting anyone onto the stage to perform. The fun and festivities continue. So these are all optional. So 1 is an ale drinking contest. Pay 1 gold. Roll d20 plus your constitution. Option 2, perform on stage. Roll d20 plus charisma. And then option 3, get a room. Pay 2 golds and take a rest. We did take a little bit of damage. We took 2 damage yesterday, but that's not enough for us to worry about. Do we want to do an ale drinking contest or perform on stage? I don't know. Not particularly. I mean, maybe the perform on stage, but we're not very charismatic, but I feel like we should do something. All right, so let's do it. Okay, we're going to do option 2, perform on stage. Okay, so that's just a d20 plus charisma. It doesn't have any extra blurby information, so let me get my d20 out. Hey, look, right on top. Okay. So, our charisma is a -2. So, let's see. 16. Not bad. So, we are a 14. Okay. Result between 8 and 16. Your performance wasn't the worst. You at least finish it. A small group of people cheer for you. So, that's cool. That's fun. Let's see. If you got a 7 or less, your attempt at a performance is laughable and you leave the stage once patrons start throwing things. It was all fun and games though, and someone buys you an ale for your bravery in going up there. That's fine. We weren't the worst. We weren't the best, but we weren't the worst. And I am okay with that. So that's fun. We at least took part in the festivities. And that's, once again, super simple, super quick. And that's it. And that's the last calendar update for this week. I'm definitely going to end the vlog tonight. But I'm going to finish Magic Triumphs. For sure. And then we'll see what I end up picking up. I might try to pick up... I have another fantasy book that I might pick up this weekend for Ravished by Romance on Sunday. It was a book that was already kind of on my radar anyway. So that's why I thought of picking it up. But I might pick up a novella instead that I can apply to Winter's Kiss. But we'll see. But since I'm all caught up on Under the Oak Tree for the most part, I am going to pick which prompts I want to put that for. Since I am officially 100% caught up with it. And I was going to do it at 100 chapters, but I'll probably reach... No, because if it's only 1 a day, I don't know if we'll hit 100. Because there's 10-ish days left in the month. So yeah, we're not going to hit 100 chapters. But I will count it for Winter's Kiss and for Farifab. I just need to figure out those prompts. So I'll figure out those when I sit down and when I finish Magic Triumphs and I figure out where that fits in as well. But I'm going to stop rambling at you. And I'm going to go curl up and get nice and cozy, get out of my work clothes, put on some PJs or just relaxing clothes. And I'm going to read Magic Triumphs. I don't know if I'm prepared for this or not, but let's go. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It's just after 8 o'clock. I've been relaxing in bed so far and getting kitty cuddles since it's the weekend. But now that I'm up, somebody has decided that she wants to be fed, even though technically her breakfast is not for another half hour. But last night, I finished Magic Triumphs by Alona Andrews. 5 stars. I want more. Yeah? I mean, she's hungry. I want more. I want more. I was crying. We did lose. 2 of our people did die in the big battle. And Kate was able to convince Roland to assist her. And then once they finally defeated the dragon, I think it was Neeg, is how you say it. And then her father was like, surrender to me, Kate. And she's like, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. And he did. Okay. If I probably should have said this earlier, but spoilers. When I take the book down, you can come back. Kate kills herself. Kate kills herself. She stabs herself with her sword and cuts her aorta. I can't remember which one, but I think it was the one in her stomach. And she bleeds out. And her father is dying. And they had stolen Julie and Derek, which I kind of want to know what happened there. But Julie and Derek had gone into the dragon's realm and stolen his anchor. And Kate had it hidden in the blood armor on her body. And so she kind of takes that out and she's holding it because she knows that it will draw Roland. Because the witches tried to do their put him to sleep magic and it didn't work. And that's when Kate killed herself. And he comes over and he's like, why? What does he call her? Blossom? He calls her Blossom. And he's like, why, Blossom, why? You had everything you wanted. And she's like, but you were going to take that away. And so he grabs the anchor and he tries to absorb all of its magic into himself, not realizing what it was. But because at that point he was in preservation mode, he absorbs the anchor into himself. So then he becomes the anchor for Neeg's realm, which forces him to Neeg's realm. So he did end up getting forced to that realm. Not how I thought it was going to happen. But and then Era puts all of her magicalness into, all of her ghost magic into Kate. And then Curran comes over. And he's just like, live. And then we find out that Curran acquired, that was a whole other thing. The tech dropped and Curran passed out. And Kate and me were both, every time magic would drop and tech would come in, I'd be like, oh my God, is this when we lose Curran? Is this when we lose Curran? I was freaking out. But we find out Curran got enough godhood for one miracle. And that was bringing Kate back to life. So he resurrects Kate. He loses his godhood. So they are okay moving forward. But Era's being was practically inside Kate. He resurrected Era. I'm like, oh my gosh, he resurrected Era too. Oh my gosh. And I loved it. We do see, after the big battle, it's a couple weeks later, and Kate kind of goes over. Simon died, which I'm sad about. Adora died. And while I'm sad Adora died, I felt more sad about it because Kate was really sad about it. But Kate gave her a better life. And in the world of Kate Daniels, Sahanu not being a thing anymore, I'm okay with that. Although, yes, Kate did save Adora, and I am sad Adora died. Especially because it seemed like her and Yufeng kind of had maybe something going on. But maybe she was just protecting him. But I was like, oh. And then before the big battle, Barabbas asks Christopher to marry him. And they say yes. So Christopher and Barabbas are getting married. I'm trying to think what else happened. But I think Adora and Simon are the only like main people that we saw die. And I'm kind of upset about Simon dying. Like, I would have much preferred it be they couldn't find his body. But Kate said that she did see him, or people did see him go into his ice giant form and enter the battle. So I almost wish it was we never found his body. So there was a chance in the future Simon could come back. So that made me sad that Simon died. And we never saw Asiano. So I'm like, we saw everybody except Asiano. This is the last book. Where is Asiano? And he was talked about, but even just a little, Kate gives him a little like fist bump on his shoulder. I don't know, something. I wanted to see Asiano. But I don't know. And then Kate kind of talks about what's happened over the past 2 weeks. And so during the battle, when Roland was starting to kind of make his play, Julie started to go after Roland, and Kate saw what was happening, and she broke her promise, and she enforced her will on Julie. But it was to make, and all she did was just say stop, because she did not want Roland to kill her kid. And so Julie disappears. And Kate, being Kate, thinks it's because Julie is upset that Kate enforced her will on her and broke her promise. Well, the epilogue is what leads into Aurelia Rider. And in the epilogue, we see Era leaving. And then Kate also mentioned that she hadn't seen Era for a while. But Era in here mentions that she wrote her a big, long letter just explaining that she kind of needs to go. She doesn't really, she's taught Kate everything she needs to know. And she needs to kind of take some time. And so Era's leaving, and Julie meets up with her. And Julie's like, I'm going to come with you. And Era's like, I can teach her. But I know you think you're starving to death. But Julie talks about how she's giving Kate her space because she doesn't think that Kate will get over the fact that she broke her promise. And Julie has already forgiven her for it because she knows why she did it. And she knows that Kate is taking it a lot harder than she herself is. And so she wants to leave. God, what does she say? It was a super short. Yeah, it was a 3-page epilogue. I guess that's 4 pages. So yeah, she says, it's time for me to go. I could stay, wait for her to get over it, and go on just like I have been for years, never changing, never leaving the city. But I want more. I want my own. I thought about it for a long time, even before everything happened. It's time to go. But yeah, I don't want her to feel bad about it. She took me in when nobody cared if I lived or died. I don't want to be a walking, talking reminder that she didn't stick to her promise. It will make everything complicated. Julie! Kate thinks of her like a daughter, and Curran does too. Ugh. But she understands them. Ugh, Julie. Julie. Okay, so I misunderstood. Julie writes them the letter, not Era. I don't know. Or maybe both of them wrote them the letter. I don't know. It took everything in me not to immediately pick up. There is I think it's a short story, but there is a 0.5 in the Aurelia Writer series that I saw on Goodreads. So I think that is a bridge between this and the start of Aurelia Writer, but I'm not 100% sure. But it took everything in me not to immediately pick up Aurelia Writer because I did not want to leave the series. Now, the only thing is, and we do see Kate visit Roland, and that she will take Conlon to meet him so he knows his grandfather. And it makes me a little sad that Julie just left, so Julie's not going to be able to grow up with her brother. Oh, and she won't know Conlon, and Conlon, I don't know, like, I feel like he's advanced for his young age, but, so maybe he will remember Julie, but she's going to miss out on so much with her family, and that makes me sad. But I know she needs to go off and become her own person and not just be Kate Daniels' daughter, but I'm sad for the things that she will miss. But I do wish that we got, like, I both get it, but I also want more. So with Kate, I'll take the book down because this isn't really, like, this is kind of spoilery, but not super spoilery. I just wish, like, I loved it, but I wish that there was a little bit more, that we saw a little bit more of Kate and Curran in their, like, HEA, so to speak. But I also understand that we just saw them. They're back to normal, and they're just going to live their lives now, which I like. But at the same time, I'm just like, I want more. I want to see more happy times between them and not just the aftermath 2 weeks later. Like, I want to see the happy times. But maybe we'll see it in Aurelia Writer. But I want that for them. So yeah, that was Magic Triumphs, Book 10, and Kate Daniels. I can't wait to talk about this during the live show next Friday. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but the read-along has been hosted by Heather from Hia Booktubes, Megan, who's Darth Meowth Vader, and then Steph from Novelty Corner. So that'll be next Friday. I don't know what I have some ideas of what I'm going to pick up this next weekend, but I don't know yet. But I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here for this past week. I feel like I didn't read quite as much because last weekend was kind of busy, but I at least got through my Kate Daniels books, which is the main goal for the week. But we'll see what I pick up. We're running out of time for me to finish my my boards for the rest of the month. So we'll see what happens. But I will see you all next Wednesday. And I hope that you enjoyed watching and had a great reading week too. Even though I didn't read very much, what I read was really good. So Cheese and I, oh goodness, are going to say bye. And I'm going to go feed her breakfast. Yeah. What else do you have to say? She's grunting at me again. She could run away, but she's just happy to be here. I know. You're just going to step on me now? Some days. Well, Cheese and I are going to say bye. And we will see you next week. Until then, have a great weekend.